over to Ken Lewis's place for Mixing Night Audio's live stream, and it's a giant plugin show. There's going to be all kinds of giveaways. Check out Mixing Night Audio on YouTube to find out the details on that, and I'll be posting here too. But before we give away any plugins or talk plugins, Ken and I are going to do a sprint mixing contest, and it's going to be him in one studio, me in the other, going at it. And Ken sent this message over.
Mark? You're done, buddy! You're finished in this town! You're never working out!
So I called my buddy Les Grossman to craft a proper response to Ken. Can we roll that?
I will rain down on a godly firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the United Nations and get a binding resolution to keep me from destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will you up.
Hey, Mark. We just got a pretty great email I wanted to share with you really quickly. I'm sure you've heard of this guy, but Ken Lewis.
Never heard of him.
Hey, Ken Lewis, who mixed for Bruno Mars, One Republic, Mark Ronson, BTS.
I don't know. Probably.
Okay.
Sounds familiar.
Let me keep going then. Usher. Well, okay. Like,
who's he worked with recently?
Taylor Swift. Have you heard of Taylor Swift, for God's sake?
She dances around on stage and stuff. Yeah, I know her.
So he invited you to this thing called Mixing Night Audio live stream.
With me.
Okay? With you, yep.
It's his funeral.
Oh my goodness. It's 10-minute sprint where you and Ken, like a balanced mix.
I only need like 90 seconds, but that's fine if he has time for that.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't sound like pressure, but sure, can do it.
Okay. Whew. Okay, so I am gonna let him know, and then it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So,
look, I got a hard stop now-ish, so.
Right. Well, and I'll okay.
Sounds good.
Thanks. Okay.
See you soon, Ken.
Hey, Mark, what's up, bro? You ready for the sprint mix tonight?
I am ready. Just need to use the restroom real quick.
Oh yeah, no problem. It's just back this way.
Okay.
Let me show you. It's just down this hallway here.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'm ready for those sprints.
You crossed it out. It's diamond.
Oh yeah, it's like at 11 now. I can't even keep track anymore.
College dropout. Oh, the White House.
Oh yeah, that's just for my friend. You know.
Yeah.
It perks of the job.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm fired up. It's gonna be a great show. I'm ready for these sprints. All right, you go take care of yourself, and I'll see you out at the studios. Woo!
Dear studio people of the world, we are anonymous. This message is for the scoundrel Mark Abrams of Puremix. Mark hosts the Teeny Tiny Plugin Show on YouTube. On August 7th, Mr. Abrams believes that he can compete in a sprint mixing duel with the GOAT, Ken Lewis. Mark mixes out of phase in mono. All of Mark's mixes have Mr. Abrams thinks an 808 is an area code.
His mixes are purely unlistenable.
He's through. He's finished. He'll never work in this town again.
We are anonymous. We are Legion.
It's Plugins Night. Mixing Night and the Great Big Plugin Show join forces to bring you the single best 2 hours of plugin cheat codes and level up. Friends show you their plugin superpowers, and tonight we're giving away plugins every 10 minutes all night long. You must be live to enter, not to win. Mark Abrams from Puremix joins us live for a sprint mixing duel. Then Mark shows you his great big plugin tips. Whoa, Mark. I can't wait to see that. Marcus Manderson, Mixing Night Man of Mystery, brings you his shows you the new Mixhead plugin that he co-developed. Our coding intern Aiden talks about learning how to code plugins, and Ken and Mark drop a daw-tacular amount of plugin techniques on you all night long. Tap in a friend, it's going down right now on... Don't see the camera moving. There it is. Welcome to Mixing Night. I'm your host, Ken Lewis, here with Mazzy in the studio tonight. Joining me as well is Mark Abrams from the Puremix Great Big Plug-In Show. Mark is currently down in Studio B. I see him on my FaceTime video right now. I bet you guys might have him on your screen. So we're trying something brand new tonight. If you're a friend of the show, you know that I always start the broadcast with a sprint mix. Tonight, me and Mark are going head-to-head. If you saw the intro, you know this show is absolutely jam-packed with stuff tonight. Me and Mark are dropping gem after gem of DAW plug-in tricks for you guys tonight. And we're giving away like 10 amazing plug-in giveaways tonight. You guys will see them across your scroll. The link to enter is in the description of the video you are watching right now. Go get it, go enter, and come straight back or just open up a new tab. And you need to be live to enter. So if you're catching the restream, sorry, snooze lose. But if you're live, you need to be live to enter. You do not need to be live to win. We will track you down and get you your prize. All right. So what else do I gotta? I think that's about it. Mark, are you ready to go sprinting? Yes, I did. Are you ready to sprint? I'm ready to sprint. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa!
All of they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substance and something that's roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substance and something. It's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all function, really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll the punches. I take a whole bunch of substance and something that's wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. You must be elite, cause nobody come through the gates that I keep, and I mean it, my reach isn't. Run for yo, run for yo, run for yo. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your life. Like I'm coming for blood, throwing dirt on your name like it came out the mud. It's over for you and whoever you love, cause murder my motive and one ain't enough. It's up when I see you, you're everything we knew you. Setting you free, get the fuck out my face before I walk out this place after doing whatever it takes. Take it how you want it. Run for yo. What a time. Life, like I'm coming for blood. Life, like I'm coming for blood, throwing dirt on your name like it came out the mud. It's over. And I got the etiquette better than anybody you ever met back, cause that's how it really goes, but nobody really knows. All I know is I'm always on the go, and they need me like a cold. And I got the etiquette better than anybody you ever met back, cause that's how it really goes, but nobody really knows. All I know is I'm always on the go, and they need. Is like a coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I take a whole bunch of substance to something that's wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's on the y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustling. Make y'all money. Shit, I just roll with the punches. Shut up, another life, like I'm coming for blood, throwing dirt on your name like it. Run for yo. better run for your life. Like I'm coming for blood, throwing dirt on your name like it came out the mud. It's over for you and whoever you love. Run for your life. Like I'm coming for blood, throwing dirt on your butter, cause I'm on the roll with the punches. I take butter, cause I'm on the roll with the punches. I take butter, cause I'm on the roll with the punches. I take butter, cause I'm on the roll. And I got the etiquette better than anybody met back, cause that's how it really goes. And I got the etiquette better than anybody you ever met back, cause that's I got the etiquette better. And I got the etiquette better than anybody you ever met back, cause that's how. And I got the etiquette better than anybody you ever met back, cause that's how it really goes, but nobody really knows. All I know is I'm run for your. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your life. Like I'm coming for blood, throwing dirt on your name like it came out the mud. Shut up, another. Roll. I'm going through it like arms in the sleeve. If you talking to me, then you must be living a line that catches up with you. Tell me. For your life, it's hard when you live in a line that catches up with you. Tell me what dying is like. A coward. Run for your life. It's hard when you live in a line that catches up with you. Tell me what.
524. Woo! Okay, 524. I am moving to the second song. How is Mark doing on his first sprint mix? Is he doing okay? I hope Mark is doing okay. All right, second song, 10 out of 10. Here we go.
See the best and I better be 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Run it back, we can do it again. What's the bet? Where and when? I'm the best of the want to get it on sight, it's like fighting a toddler. Now you a target, I'm being honest. Stay on your side, then they getting demolished. 10 out of 10. Run it back, we can do it again. Where and when? I'm the best of the best, and I better be 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Run it back, we can do it again. Where and when? I'm the best of the best, and I better be 10 out of 10. Here we go again. We can do it again.
Oh, this is great.
We finished our time over here.
When I'm a god, so send in the best that you got. But by the time you arrive,
Oh, you're on mix too.
when choosing the
Look
side
at
of
this.
a ghost.
You're doing a whole record up there.
They still trying to catch me, it ain't in the cards. No one
That's
can
great.
stop me. I'm
You
taking
guys-
the
you
farms
guys
and I'm
have
coming for whoever's
What the hell is this? What's this going on the whole time?
when I'm a god, so send in the best that you got. But by the time you here we go again. Coming up fast, in love with the cash. I do what I here we go again. Coming up fast, in love with the cash. I do whatever it takes for a bag. We coming back and it's over, ain't no back and forth. And the fact that I'm packing me's here we go again.
Chad, should I keep going?
Coming up fast, in love with the cash. Here we go again. Coming up fast, in love with the cash. I do whatever it takes for a bag. We coming
whatever.
here we go again. Coming up fast, in love with here we go again. Coming up fast, in love with the cash. I do whatever it takes for a bag. We coming back and it's over, ain't no back and forth. And the fact that I'm packing me's action.
This is amazing.
time you arrive. Be careful when choosing the side. I'm a ghost in the dark when I pick you apart. They still trying to catch me, it ain't in the cards. No one can stop me, I'm taking up arms and I'm coming for whoever say they in charge. 10 out of 10, run it back, we can do it again. What's the bet? Where and when? I'm the best of the best and I better be 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, run it back, we can do it again. What's the bet? Where and when? I'm the best of the best and I'll always be 10 out of 10. Here we go again. Coming up fast, in love with the cash. I do whatever it takes for a bag. We coming back and it's over, ain't no back and forth. And the fact that I'm packing means action for y'all, I'm a problem. Whoever won, they don't sight us like fighting a toddler. Now you a target, I'm being honest. Stay on your side, then they getting demolished. 10 out of 10. We can do it again. Where and when? Run it back, we can do it again. Where and when? Run it back, we can do it. I'm the best of the best and I'll always be 10 out of 10. Here we go again. 10. Here we go again. 10. Here we go again. Here we go again. 10. Here we go again. Here we go again.
How did Mazzy would like to participate tonight? I'm just curious how Mark did on his sprint mix. Was it just a mix of one, or has he slayed the goat? Mazzy, you need to calm down. That's my Taylor quote of the night. Speaking of Taylor quotes of the night, I got a new record player, and we've been listening to records. I think I'm going to end the night dropping the needle on some vinyl in the room. It's been super nice to kind of reconnect to some really old records and some new records. But right now, we are going to connect with Ryan Schwab from Schwab Digital. Ryan figured out a way to build gold clip and orange clip, which are basically the two best industry clippers right now. And we're giving two of them away tonight. Hey, hush. Trying to go do good things for Ryan. Come on, hush. So Ryan's going to give you guys some level up tips. Also, the Taj Farron Chapter 1 album drops August 28th. I produced it. Ryan Schwab mastered it, and he did a phenomenal job on the mastering. So anybody needs mastering engineer out there, tap in Ryan and take it away on Gold Clip. Thanks, Ryan.
Hey all, Ryan Schwab of Schwab Digital. I'm going to show you a couple of ways that I'm using Gold Clip and Orange Clip in some of my mixes and masters. First thing I'm going to show you is how to use Gold Clip in a really subtle, transparent way in a master. So I have this record by Taj Farran, 2x2, and this is a great sounding mix. I can see that there's some transient detail in it, right? This isn't a heavily limited mix, so that means I'm going to use Gold Clip. I'm going to put some gold processing on it. First thing I might do is just analyze the mix with an Audio Suite plugin and realize it's peaking around negative 4.1. So what I'm going to do is put my input to 4.1, and I'm going to then have my peaks hitting the clip ceiling but not doing any clipping. Now, if I decide that I want to do a little bit of clipping, right, this does have some peaks. If I bring this down to -1, now I know that the clipper is going to do a maximum of 1 dB of clipping. At its highest peak, probably around here. We can see 1 dB of clipping. That's the most it's going to do in the song. And then I can set my gold processing. So now I can do some gold clip math, and I can say that I'm doing 1 dB of clipping and 1.1 dB of gold processing. That means my final limiter is going to do 2.1 dB less of gain reduction to attain the same amount of loudness. Compression without attack and release. It's clean, it's transparent. The next thing I'm going to show you is using Gold Clip and Orange Clip more aggressively. So this is like kind of a chaotic electronic record. And what I'm going to do here is hit it with a bunch of orange clipping, like 4 or 5 dB of clipping, which sounds excessive. It is. And I'm going to hit it with gold clip, kind of work in a similar way, but maybe a little bit more aggressive. First thing I'm going to do is apply some orange clip to it, and I'm going to do a little bit of wave shaping, and you'll see the amount of clipping I'm doing here. We're doing 5 dB of clipping, which is a lot, but it's an aggressive, crunchy sound. We're not hearing the clipping too much. It's sounding like a little bit more forward. Now I'm going to hit it with gold clip after orange clip and push it a little bit more forward. As you can hear, the tones in this record are like smeary, blown out, and I'm using gold clip and orange clip in that capacity, as opposed to what I was using it in the Taj Farrant record, which was invisible, out of the way. So there's multiple ways to use these plugins. You don't have to use orange clip in this aggressive way either all the time. It can be clean and pristine as well, but it's a much more aggressive sounding processor than gold clip. Thanks a lot for your time. Appreciate it. Schwab Digital, gold clip, orange clip, new plugins on the way.
What's up? What's up? I don't know what Mark is waiting for, but Mark is about to come back in with his pink. Oh my God, I love it. I love the pink bathrobe. That is. I really thought it was going to be like Scott Storch over here. Oh, Storch! It's great to see you, bro. How are you, Storch? I am joined by the one, the only Mark Abrams from Puremix, the great big plugin show. Oh my goodness! Thank you for joining me tonight, Mark. Oh man, no, you can keep that on. You're going to be boiling in no time flat. So yeah, me and Mark, if you saw the intro of the show, you know. Let me give some shout outs. Eric Lee's on the chat roll. D Lopez, what's up? Koi Vin, Franz Fritz, Mazzy says, what's up, Franz Fritz? Amori Sounds, row. Make Believe Studios, what's up, Rick Carson? Jamie Heatley, Jamie Scott Heatley, the one and only, Ben Kruger, LaGille, Stephen Ramos, Matt Hagberg, Chris Adelman, Jeremy Locke, what's up, Jeremy? The Fingers in the house, Bergie Santana. Man, we got a great crowd tonight. We are giving away some amazing plugins tonight. Hey, you need to chill. He's like, I'm the star. So shush. The first thing I wanted to show you guys. Hey, Mark. Hey. Thanks for joining me. That was the funnest sprints of all time.
So fun.
I'm gonna. Hey, Maz, hush it up, babe. So I want to show you guys audio movers. For those of you guys that don't know what audio movers listen to is, it's what mix engineers like and producers and songwriters and creatives like me and Mark use to communicate with our clients. So after I deliver a mix to a client or during the mix process, but usually in the revisions process, I'll send my first mix to my client and they'll listen to it and they'll make their notes, and then we'll get together live on audio movers. And what you do is you put audio movers across your mix bus at the end of your mix bus after all of your plugins. And then you have to have an account, and we're giving away a free 1-year account to Audio Movers tonight. Very valuable stuff. And so you just put that on, and you send the link to your client. The link should be pinned to the top. Yep, pinned to the top. It's pinned to the top of the chat roll. So what I'm gonna do after I listen to my little bitch bark at me, hey you, I'm the star. I'm the star. Oh. Feeding the beast, giving her kibble. It's just putting off the inevitable. But I'm gonna turn off my studio speakers here, and I'm going to send the exact same Audio Movers link that you guys have pinned in the chat roll to my phone, and I'm just going to balance from scratch onto my phone with Audio Movers. So you guys are hearing the exact same thing I am. I'm just mixing on the iPhone 15 Pro. So here we go.
The difference between you and I'm a god. So send in the best that you got. But me, I'll be gone by the time you arrive. Be careful when choosing the side. I'm a ghost in the dark when I pick you apart. They still trying to catch me, it ain't in the car. No one can stop me, I'm taking the bombs and I'm coming for whoever. 10 out of 10. Run it back, we can do it again. What's the bet? Where and when? I'm the best and I better be 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Run it back, we can do it again. What's the bet? Where and when? I'm the best and I'll always be 10 out of 10. Here we go again. Coming up fast, in love with the cash. I do whatever it takes for a bag. We coming back and it's over. Ain't no back and forth. And the fact that I'm packing means action for y'all. I'm a problem. Whoever wrong, they get it on sight. It's like fighting a toddler. Now you a target. I'm being honest. Stay on your side and they get demolished. 10 out of 10.
So you guys get the idea. Basically, I'm listening through my phone, and your clients can be listening in headphones or on streaming to their studio speakers. Hey, you, come here. Come here. Your clients can be streaming to their studio speakers that they're super familiar with, or their headphones that they know really well, or their phone, or wherever. And in real time, they can hear your moves as a creative. They can hear your moves as a creative, and you guys can build your song together in real time across great distances. So check out Audio Movers, and good luck to whoever gets this NFR tonight. I hope you guys use it like crazy. I use Audio Movers all the time. It's been a real godsend to connect me to clients all over the world, especially during the pandemic. It was amazing. I produced vocals in Tokyo from my studio in New York City, just using Zoom and Audio Movers. And they captured it on their end and sent me the thing to comp afterwards. Hey, you gotta relax. You gotta relax. You just gotta calm down, baby girl. Let's take if anybody's got any questions on the chat roll, fire away from me and Mark. Thank you for joining. Or for Mazzy, who clearly wants to answer all of the questions tonight. We got, I think Lori is on the chat roll harvesting questions for me. So, hey, you, that's a little bit much. Lay down. Lay down. Good girl. That's going to hold.
12-2 says, just did a session with Zoom and Audio Movers. That's my life. Is that your life right now? Like,
yeah, that's a big part of the workflow at times, for sure. Mazzy, hey, you relax. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. No, I'm going to stay just out of reach. I'll do exactly what I want. Come. No.
Congratulations, live torns on the first giveaway.
Whoever they just said on the first giveaway, somebody won, I don't know, something good. Congratulations. Nice. Look how far you made it. Dennis Milton asks, the client should also have Audio Movers, right? No. They can open up the link that you send them straight in a web browser. You can copy and paste that link at the top of the chat roll into another web browser, and it'll say Start Stream. And honestly, it works best in Chrome. If I'm being fair, Safari, it doesn't work very well, but in Chrome, it works great. So open it in Chrome or whatever your other browser is, try it and hit Start Stream. And then anytime I play anything here, it's going to play there.
So send in the best that you got. Be careful when choosing.
So there you go. It's real time, and you can react to things in real time. Your client basically hears exactly what you hear. And right now, I'm streaming at 320K MPAAC quality, which is, I don't know, I can barely hear any difference under a microscope between a wave and a 320 AAC. So, like, who cares?
Right. Yeah, everybody's usually happy with that. Like,
yeah.
Just as,
Do you use Audio Movers a lot?
Every day, like hours per day. Yeah.
There you have it.
Yeah, it's great.
Who else we got? Did you see a question from somebody else?
I did. Nathan Sterling there. What are some of the most effective ways you have found to create space, depth, and clarity for lead vocals in a mix?
I will let you take that, Mark.
Ooh, okay. Well, for something to have depth, there has to be something close and something far. So usually if we're just talking about a vocal, a way that I'll kind of add some depth behind the vocal is doing a very, like a slap delay kind of thing, like 8/16 16th note, usually 16th or tighter, and having that be a little bit more muffled, saturated thing that kind of lives in the back, not to be heard in the mix, but just to put something back there so you have the illusion of something being closer to you. And then same with any sort of room or, room reverb, any kind of that sort of thing. Got to have something a little bit distant in order for the lead vocal to feel close up to me. So that's probably my fast answer.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Who else has another question? Well, fire away if you guys got more. What's the next thing I got? Oh, I am going to show you guys some LolComp cheat codes that are going to absolutely blow your mind. So, we started this show over 4 years ago during lockdown in New York City when the world was going to complete shit. And when the COVID started loosening up, and everybody was kind of getting back to normal, we wanted to keep the show going. So we decided that we would build some plugins for you, and we wanted to build stuff that was super, super usable for you and also solved problems for you quickly and creatively, and most importantly, without thinking about it. So I decided to make the corniest GUI ever in the history of, and it has no numbers or values on it anywhere, but it is the absolute cheat code for different sounds. So this is LolComp. I think they should all be off. All right, so I'm going to show you guys some crazy level up sounds with LolComp. I'm just going to let this run, and you guys can hear what this magic beast does. Oh, and I'm using these strings from Scrizzly Adams 28. Check them out. That's all LolComp, nothing else. I know, this thing is absolutely insane what it does. Each of these different chains does different things. Let me take you through them real quick. I'll give you the cheat code level ups on LolComp. Chain 1, here, let me make it really big in the middle of the screen. Boom. Chain 1 is my vocal chain. So this works great on a whole lot of things: strings, horns, vocals, guitars, piano, you name it. Whenever you need kind of a fast attack compression that's super smooth and adds a little bit of sparkle, this is the go-to. Panda is for solidifying any kind of low frequency elements. So a lot of 808s and sub basses and like kicks that need some help down there get a little squash with Panda. I know, I freaking love this thing. So as you push into it, it starts adding that kind of fuzz distortion for the 808 about right here. And then the more you push into it, the more you get that leveled out buzzy 808, and it's like the 5-second perfect 808. Anything punchy gets the kangaroo chain. This is the punch chain. Anything that you want gentle, this is Peacock is gentle, easy, light compression. And then Dragon starts in saturation and ends in destruction. And then the LMAO drop down. Yes, I have the stupidest sense of humor ever. So you're just gonna have to follow me. So levitate is a tilt. So this tilts the entire frequency spectrum bright and thin. This tilts the entire frequency spectrum dark and fat. So it's an instant way to kind of rebalance your entire frequency spectrum. Mash is a limiter, so if you're compressing here, you can just give it a little bit of extra squash here. Super helpful for locking in that lead vocal right on top of your mix where you want it. Awaken has 2 bands, Lavender and Haze, and that's not a ripoff. Me and show co-founder Dom Ravinius both worked on Taylor Swift Lavender Haze. I got a Grammy sitting right there for my work on 3 songs on the album. So we decided to name our exciter bands Lavender, which is the mid-range, and Haze, which is the high range. And then Oxidate is basically 5 of the most usable out-the-box reverbs that you can get. This is like long dark. This is kind of a chamber. This is a room. This is like a bright plate. And this is a mono dark room. And this is designed to be like the fuck around and find out reverb. It really is, because like I was actually shocked at how much I end up using Oxidate all the time, especially in stereo when you go mono to stereo, because it's sometimes, you don't need the perfect reverb in the perfect space. Sometimes you just need a little bit of depth on something, and when you're dialing things in with this thing, it's just so easy to add a little bit of depth here, and you hear all of these reverbs on the strings, and that's all low comp reverbs. Every single one of those is low comp reverbs. I'm not using any other plugins.
Would your answer to the how to get depth and clarity on the vocals be Oxidate?
Well, the clarity with Awaken and Levitate, and the depth with Oxidate. If you want it like short and present and in your face, you would probably go 3, which is like a room. If you want it just carrying into the distance, you'd go with 1. And if you want like that bright pop, the sibilants hitting the carry, then 4 is like that bright plate.
Nice.
This thing is just like beast mode for dialing any sound in so quickly. And I figured I put everything that I wanted into it, and I figured if I made something that I absolutely love and use every day, that enough of you guys are going to connect with it as well. And it turns out, I don't know if you've seen on the screens behind me, but we got a 50% off Lol Comp and Greenhouse right now, and we're building our next plugin right now. And our coding intern Aiden is going to be giving you guys a how-to on getting into coding for plugins later on in the show. So that presentation's really awesome. Aiden's been super valuable. And also, I believe that today is the last day of Aiden's internship. So Aiden, thank you very much. You have done excellent work here. We have loved having you. Hopefully we will have you back again, and best of luck in your next 2 years at University of Cincinnati and beyond in the coding world. Congrats, Aiden, and good luck. Aiden. Let's go, chat. Let's go. We got more from the chat. We'll pick one and answer.
Let's see. Do you monitor consistent SPL levels when you're mixing?
I do sometimes. Sometimes I like to start loud and then get like pretty average pretty quick and stay there for a long time. And then I'll check loud on both sets of speakers and soft and on headphones, and but I like kind of mixing super quiet for a little while, and I find you tend to mix too bright when you're quiet, but that's okay with me. And then I tend to turn it up and then correct everything a little bit as I go.
I've been diving pretty deep into this one lately, where I'll just kind of dial it in around like 80-ish at the beginning of the mix, and then I will like slap my hand if I go for it. And I've been working on that for like about a month, and it's been interesting because I'm finding that the dynamics of my mixes are definitely changing from it. So like there used to be a little bit of a bigger swing up and down dynamically. Like if I was going into a chorus, I might have pushed harder before, when I would be like, oh, let me jack it up and then play around with this. And I'm finding things are a little bit more smooth.
Have you seen my Varimu across the mix bus trick?
No.
That might come out tonight. So I have a real Verymu, but nowadays I use the UAD Manly Verymu plugin across the mix bus as much as I use my analog one. And I just use slowest attack, slowest release, a shit ton of gain into it, and back off the output so you're not distorting. And the side chain is engaged, so it ignores everything under 100 hertz. It's got the T-bar mod, so it acts more like a Verymu. And I just hit it, like, get it squeezing past 6 dB, so it starts that Verymu shit. And that thing is like a glue box for your frickin' mix bus. You can't use it on, like, big, heavy boom bap kicks on, like, hip-hop. And you can't use it on EDM because the drops, you need too much dynamic range between the verse and the drop. Yeah. But almost anything else, it's like the cheat code. You just put it on and forget it, and it just makes your transition so much easier. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
While I'm talking about it, let me just let me show you. Let me pull something else up so I can actually. No, I can do that on the mix bus here, can't I? All right, I might even be using it on the mix bus right now. What do you know?
What do you know?
Nice. Oh, nope, it's this one. Usually I get to it in other ways without pushing so much volume into it, but that's basically it. Slowest attack, slowest release, threshold all the way down so you're grabbing as much signal coming in as possible, high pass sidechain filter, and I'm just smashing the input. And this thing just goes from section to section to section. It's really, really slow on the attack, so it lets your transients through, and it just kind of hugs everything after the transients pop through. And it just makes your into and out of your choruses so much smoother.
Do you remember when you had one of those in the rack in B?
Yeah, it's still down there. That's where it is right now.
That's where it is right now. It's not in my car. I didn't put it in my car on my way up to Studio A.
What? Mark Abrams strikes again. I'm going to have to sick Anonymous on Mark again. It's coming. He doesn't even know the can of whoop ass he unleashed. All right. Let's see who else we got. D. Lopez asks, hey, Ken, what was that classic Motown verb used back in the day? It was dedicated Motown chambers. Didn't somebody just do that? Was that UAD that built the Motown chambers?
Yeah.
UAD built Motown chambers and modeled those exact chambers. They also built the Motown EQs, which are fantastic for like that vintage vibe EQ shit. I don't know if they're both in Spark, but check. They might both be in the Spark subscription. And
I do use Lelcomp. 12T Sound asks if I use Lelcomp. It's amazing, especially if you just saw what Ken just did there.
There you
Pretty
go.
Awesome. We had it on the Great Big Plugin Show, and I was hooked after that.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get together on the Great Big Plugin Show again. Oh, I wanted to show you guys some Seventh Heaven cheat codes as well. Do I have to spill into something else?
You have a question from someone who's trying to go to bed, Ken.
Oh, who's that?
Gosardi guys.
Gusardi guys asks, hey Ken, why couldn't you start 2 or 3 hours earlier? It's after midnight in the UK and Europe. I know, it's just one of those things. It's sacrifice Europe to get Asia and the Americas. Otherwise, it's like, well, when do I do it? In the middle of the day in America? Then nobody's going to tune in. So really sorry, but thank you for tuning in and sticking it out late and entering to win the plugin contest. I hope you get something tonight. If you guys haven't entered the plugin contest, the giveaways tonight, we're giving away like 10 amazing plugin bundles and individuals and everything throughout the night. We've probably already given away 2 or 3. So enter in the description of the video you are watching right now, unless you're watching the restream, snooze, lose. But if you're live, go enter right now. We're still giving away probably 7 or 8 great ones tonight. which 12-2 Sound asks, hey, Ken and Mark, what budget mic do you recommend to clients that you're working remotely with? Mark, I will let you take that one.
I love the Loughton Audio, hopefully I don't butcher the name, but I think it's the LS208. That one's my favorite pick, believe under 500.
There you go. You're going to have to take his word for it because I don't use budget microphones. So let's see. Do I have this? No, not the low comp string.
I think these standards are sub 500 too. The UA standards.
Oh,
yeah,
these are Universal Audio SD1 microphones. They are great for broadcast. I really, really love them for broadcast. For regular vocals, I actually use them all the time for regular vocals because I can just pull this thing over and start recording. And I'm a basic bitch. I really want to get shit done very quickly and not think much in the process. What am I pulling up here? Law comp examples. Boom. What was I gonna show?
You do have a question about your Verimute trick at the bottom there, Beats by Wilson.
Beats by Wilson asks, hey, Ken and Mark, so would you use a Verimute on a boom bap beat submix without the kick or just reach for something else entirely? I might submix it without the kick, but the problem is the Verimute kind of wants to work with everything together. And it really, at least in my opinion, wants to be not last in the chain. It's my first compressor on the mix bus. Little saturation with the HG2 black box, and that also allows me to control the level input into the Manley Verimute. And then the Manley Verimute is second. I usually follow that with like a UAD Pultec Pro Legacy, which has the EQP1A and the MEQ5 both together, which I love having the convenience of both of them stacked on top of each other. And then sometimes like the BX Master Desk gets on there. And then I usually finish with like a Gold Clip or FabFilter Pro L2 or something like that. So yeah, that tends to be my mix bus. Do you have like a go-to mix bus?
Yeah. API 2500, ATR 102, usually a back CQ in there somewhere, and the Pultec, like you mentioned. And then I've been loving Gold Clip lately, and also Master Plan if I need to send something in loud.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been using Master Plan a little bit lately. I like that thing. That's what is it? Mix Hack Master Plan?
Music Hack, yeah.
Music Hack?
Yeah.
Music Hack Master Plan. It's mix bus squeezer, basically. I think my Liquid Sonic 7th Heaven Pro is in here. So do you use Nonlin plates or Nonlin reverbs much?
Yes, if I'm going for that thing, you know? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I recently got back into Nonlin reverbs when I was mixing this classic Atmos record, and I started using the AMS RMX16 Nonlin a lot, which is an amazing box. But as it turns out, Liquid Sonics has 4 Nonlins that are really all fantastic. And so these are all of the reverb is all 7th Heaven Pro now, and they're all Nonlin. There's like Nonlin A through D. I just want you guys to hear them because the Nonlins are super, super dense and short. So they're like on and then they cut off really fast. And if you manage them right, they have a great way of adding size and depth and coherency to your sound and making it bigger without sounding like reverb. So that's kind of the trick of the Nonlins. Let's hear what these things do. There's some Nonlin love for you. What else do we have on the show, Mark? Let's spill to. So one of my former assistants is Rory Miller. Rory Miller is the co-developer of that awesome new Mixhead plugin from Make Believe Studio. Rory co-developed it, and I asked him if he would do a video for us showing us the new Mixhead, and he's given you guys some gems. So here's Rory and Mixhead. Thank you, Rory.
What's going on, Mixing Night? I'm super glad to be back, and I'm here to talk about a plugin that I helped develop with Metric Halo and Make Believe Studios called Mixhead. We did this plugin in collaboration with the guys at Mixstar Studios, Serban Ganea and John Haynes, who, if you haven't heard of them, not right now, wait till after the broadcast, but be sure to look them up. You'll probably end up discovering that they've mixed almost all of your favorite songs. So incredible, incredible mixers, incredible people as well. And it was an absolute honor to be a part of a plugin that helps their workflow. So the first thing I'm gonna put it on is the mix bus. Now, this is a stem session, so the Mixhead's already on the mix bus inside the stem. So we're gonna be double or triple mix heading, but obviously it sounds great, so I don't really have a problem with that. So the first place we'll take a look at is on the mix bus. And so we'll go to Serban's preset here. This is a song I mixed last week for an artist, and we'll just start from the first verse. I'm going to start with it in bypass, and then I'm going to bring it in. It's going to be a little bit subtle, but it will bring things a little bit forward and make things shine a little bit more. So here we go.
You don't gotta hide no more. You don't gotta close that window. You don't gotta close that door. Maybe you could let me in though. Maybe you could give me more. Maybe you could stroke my ego. Maybe you're not meant.
So as you can see, it's pretty subtle in this case, and this is on Serban's preset. Now I'm going to mess it up a little bit, go a little bit extreme so you can hear what it can do if even not used subtly.
You don't gotta hide no more. You don't gotta close that window. You don't gotta close that door. Maybe you could let me in though. Maybe you could give me more. Maybe you could stroke my ego. Maybe you're not meant for. You don't gotta hide no more. You don't gotta close that window.
So as you can see, it can be super subtle or it can be a little bit more aggressive. Finally, let's take a look at the vocals. I'm just gonna kind of dial something in. I'm gonna solo out the vocal and we'll see what we come up with. So here we go.
You don't gotta hide no more. You don't gotta close that window. You don't gotta close that door. Maybe you could let me in though. Maybe you could give me more. Maybe you could stroke my ego. Maybe you're not meant for more. And maybe you're just plain old evil. You don't gotta hide no more. You don't gotta close that window. You don't gotta close that door. Maybe you could let me in though. Maybe you could give me more. Maybe you could stroke my ego. Maybe you're not meant for more. And maybe you're just plain old evil. So don't tell me I'm already falling this way. Don't tell me I think I'm going.
So as you can see, it can be used for a ton of different things. In productions, I've used it on various different instruments, but I usually in the mix process just use it on the mix bus. But it can really be used on anything. It can add weight to things that need weight. It can add that really top end over 12K sparkle to things that need that sparkle. It's just overall a really cool sound that you can't really get anywhere else except in this plugin. So if you like what you hear, there's a free demo, you can check it out. And hopefully you'll love the plugin just as much as I loved helping develop it. That's all for me, Mixing Night. Thank you for having me, and happy mixing.
Let's do that. Is that cool? Hello.
Yeah. Hello, we're back. Give me my seat. I can't sit on this damn thing.
My bad. Move your chair.
This old ass needs a basket seat. Oh my God. Whew. Getting old sucks, but the alternative is much worse.
Getting younger?
Never getting old. Been close. Let's see so we got the Process Audio plugins up. These are the Puremix line of plugins now.
Yes, yeah.
Awesome.
So this is the Comp 2. This is our latest plugin, and it is a Varimu. So
it's a Varimu.
That's why I thought it might be cool. We were just doing musical chairs there. The plan was I was going to use these and demo them for you guys, but then I was thinking because Ken just showed that really cool Varimu trick with the Manly, that it might be cool if you gave it a whirl on this.
Let's see what happens.
So I can tell you a couple things about it.
Slowest attack?
Yeah,
Fastest
that would
attack?
be slowest. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about it, and I'll dig in.
So quick thing is up at the top there, there's an amp only option. So if you just want to use the tube path of the circuit without any compression, that's the way to do it.
Interesting.
We got a link button by the input and output over there. It's that little chain link looking thing, and that'll do, simultaneously push up the input, the output will go down.
Okay.
Then we have a transformer on, transformer off option there. Saturation lights below if you want to start seeing where you're dipping into saturation if you're doing amp only. And then the rest of it is as you'd expect. So there's sidechain filter, dual mono, mid-side options, and then a mixed knob for parallel, but that's the idea. So I thought it might be neat to see how your trick works.
Do you know what the slowest attack and longest release are?
I don't know the times off the top of my head.
Can you hand me my coffee?
Yes. The sacred
Man needs
mug.
his caffeine.
The sacred mug.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we love our mugs around here.
I think that's it to say. There's a visualizer at the bottom. Yeah. And the track that is pulled up here, this is from one of the Puremix Start to Finish series with Greg Wells and Bryce Drew.
Nice.
So they wrote this song at sunset in 2 days and produced the whole thing and mixed it and sent it off.
Very cool. Let's get to compressing. Let's see what happens.
And I know I'm where I'm supposed to be. Swear it follows me down every road. Always shows up just when I need to know that I'm supposed.
Is there a low frequency section?
Yeah, right in the center there. You can go up flat 54, 74, 110. Right there. Yeah.
And I know I'm where I'm supposed to be. Swear it follows me down every road. Always shows up just when I need to know that I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be. I see my lucky number. I see 19.
This is why I use Varimus with really slow attack and release like this. Listen to how much closer to the level of what comes before and after it this really quiet section is here. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it.
I'm supposed to be, and I'm not looking. That's where I'm supposed to be. I see my lucky number. I see my lucky number. I see 19. I see my lucky number everywhere I go. And I know I'm where I'm supposed to.
And it just makes that transition so smooth and effortless. Listen to this transition one more time.
I see my lucky number. I see 19. I see my lucky number everywhere I go.
Yeah, very cool. I like this thing.
You want to try it on a vocal?
Yeah.
Right down the timeline? Is that guy?
Right, this. Is this just on the mix bus or?
No, it's on each individual track, yeah.
House numbers, zip codes, birthdays, and airplane roads. I could never pass them by. I rearrange them, add them up, multiply till I find luck. Anything to call it a sign. And maybe I'm out of my mind. I see my lucky number everywhere I go.
Like a de-esser?
No, it's just a side chain for
I'm
the
supposed to
detector there.
be.
So,
Swear it follows me down every road. Always shows up just when I need to know that I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm where I'm supposed to be.
I love how it brings those little tails up and all the end breaths and the quiet, notes at the end of her lines. Just evens everything out super nicely. I really like this thing. Yeah, that's the first time I've used it. I'm going to have to definitely get this on my system and start cooking up. What else did you bring me, Mark?
All right, so we got Spice Rack here.
Spice Rack.
All right, this is distortion.
Distortion.
Up at the top, we've got 5 different flavors. So we got drive, tube, amp, lo-fi, fuzz. And then moving from the left, we start with a gate. If you want to use it, it can be on or off. And then into our drive section, there's an 18 dB push, just like a decapitator would have.
All right.
And then to the right of that, we have an EQ. That EQ can be made to be linear phase down at the bottom there. And when it's in linear phase, it'll behave a little bit better when you start playing with the mix knob. Right.
Okay.
And that button that's in between the EQ and the drive module will change the order of the EQ and the drive.
Okay.
So a fun thing to try out this, go ham, but after you kind of like get the taste for the flavor of it, the gate is pretty amazing to put before. If you imagine like with a drum kit, say you only wanted to distort the heavy hits, you could add the gate and then saturate and then pull the mix back and you get the rest of the kit peeking through, but you're just hitting the transients.
Superpowers.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's check this thing out and see what it does.
There's an on button for the gate right below the threshold there. On button for the gate right below the meter. Yeah, perfect. Cool.
That's fun. I like this.
One last fun thing with it, if you open that guy back up again on the
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Total mistake. Yes. Oops. What were you saying?
I'm gonna have the guys with the mask pop up behind me again. Okay, so in the upper right, there's a console button. So if you click that guy.
Console.
So this is showing right now the plugin's loaded on 2 different tracks in the session, and you can view every single instance of Spice Rack that's on the entire session.
Oh, that's
so one interesting feature that you could do with that is if you were in, say, like the tube or the drive setting, and you wanted to maybe emulate what Pro Tools Heat does, you could have it on every single channel. You can gang all of those together, and then you could dial in some heat how you want it with some.
So you can control every single instance of Spice Rack as one gang over
right
here. That's
panel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you used this in Atmos yet like that?
I used Comp 2 like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Because we also have that on Comp 2 as well.
Excellent.
You can get in there. So
I like this. Spicy. Ooh. Let's see. What's this last sound?
Just another drum loop there. So you might have already done it.
Just another drum.
Just another loop.
Did he just say just another drum loop?
Oh, I got one more thing to show you. Sorry. That calibrate button will compensate for gain if you hit it while it's rolling. Like, screw that.
Super fun times. I like that a lot. That's a lot of fun.
It's fun.
All right, let's field a question. Clay Lahat asks, "Hey Ken, do you use the BX Masterdesk or the newer Masterdesk Pro version?" I still use the Masterdesk. I don't think I have the Masterdesk Pro. Do you?
I think it came with the. It's in the subscription, but I haven't tried the Pro yet.
Yeah, I don't.
I've heard good things.
You know, I never update my plugins. You know, something could be out for a while and I would never even know it. Unless it's LolComp and it's ours, and then fuck yeah. Let's see. Ooh, I need to show some one-hit wonder plugin skills, and then we're gonna spill to Marcus Manderson, Mixing Nightman of Mystery. All right. Super dope process audio plugins. That was really cool. Where is?
It's fun watching you go through with them.
Yeah, I've had the same experience with LolComp, watching other people use it. I'm just like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, that's it's so much fun. Like, as you know, as a creative software engineer, it's really, you know, it's fun to see how people respond to your creative ideas that you put together. So I'm gonna, why not? I'll show a little bit more LolComp. The saturator on LolComp to me is the be all and end all. Starts in mild saturation and goes into destruction. Check out this guitar. I'm going to start in bypass. Love that. So yeah, that's more LolComp vibes. The thing is just so fast and easy to dial in. It's freaking ridiculous. But the other thing that I wanted to show you guys was all of these one-hit wonder plugins that I'm just going to use to lock in, solidify the bass on this drum loop. So let's check them out. Starting with Waves Torque. So Torque you can only use on monophonic sound sources. You can't use Torque with anything with more than one note on it, or it's going to clash like mad. The one thing about Torque is usually a little is already too much. And this is way, way, way too much, but I just want you to hear what it does. It basically takes a copy of itself and it pitches it against itself. It's a kind of a really cool technique. So I usually back off to taste and make sure that I have a sub and that I'm really feeling how much low end, because it will add a big sub component. And often it's just too much in your mix. The sub frequencies really drive RMS, so you got to be really careful with this. But if you've got a light kick drum that just doesn't have any ass, man, the Torque is the one. Or the next thing I use to add some meat is DJ Swivel's Click Boom. This one's a cheat code. I love this one. Have you used ClickBoom yet?
I haven't. This is the first time seeing it. This
Dude,
is cool.
It's like, you know me, I'm all about super fast and super easy and super musical. And the way Swivel put this together is like, if you have a snare or if you need the punch or the attack brought out of a kick, this is it right here. It's just boom and you're there. And you can dial it in super easily. And this is the weight of the kick. And it's just like the super fast cheat box. Next is my old go-to Max Bass. I've used Dai's bass on almost everything. I just put it to this preset, bring down the max bass to like between 6 and 10, and then check the frequency. Max bass, baby. What's next? Little Labs Voice of God from UAD. Love this little. And finally, got to give a little bit of love to the God Particle on something other than the mix bus, which I think it's a great one and done on the mix bus. But on a drum loop, just listen to how it brings this thing to life. All right, there's some plug-in cheat codes for you on. Cool. Yeah, you like that?
Yeah. Are you showing all these big bass drum techniques because you were listening to my mix during the sprint mix and you're trying to tell me something?
Are you a little ass-end deficient? Is that what you're trying to say? You need a little junk in the trunk?
Might have been.
I got no problem with that personally.
Remember when you had a Lang EQ in Studio B? That was cool.
Is it gone, baby, gone now? Gone to the four corners, gone to the wind.
It's technically still here. It's just in the trunk.
Yeah, it's in the, you'll never see it again. But I mean, it's here somewhere. Who do we got on the chat roll? MBI, whoop whoop, all the way from Scotland. MBI, Sam Champagne. How are you, Sam? Great to hear you. Clay Lahat. Who else is up here? We got Big Ben the Prodigy. Big Ben, say hello to the Wavy Seals Elites for us, Big Ben. Hope you guys are doing great. How did that Mixnick go? Big Ben and Wavy Wayne just put on Mixnick down in Atlanta, and
nice.
Yeah, I saw video and stuff from their socials. Looked like they just had a great event down there. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah, I hope that went great for you guys. Josh S., what's going on? Make Believe Studios. Man, we got Make Believe Studios on tonight. Those guys, they make the coolest plugins. I have the Sontec mastering EQ.
Yeah.
And their model of the Sontec.
Downstairs.
Is that yours now too?
Yeah,
you own the Sontec now?
You're good.
So yeah, you have a Sontec, but if you ever needed that in like a non-hardware form,
right.
Unfortunately now I have one, so I have a replacement for my hardware. The Make Believe Studio Sontec is fantastic. Mm-hmm. Who else do we got on? Bill Dwyer. What's up, Bill? Bill Dwyer has the Soundcraft users group. Is that correct? I think it's Soundcraft users group on Facebook.
Hey, Bill.
Tons of members. Any Soundcraft users out there, go join that group. Daniel Spector, what's going on? MBI says Noctonal from DJ Swivel is great too. Yes. Noctonal, you can select EQ boosts or cuts by the note on the keyboard, which is a great way to make sure that you're in key. Like you can set the kick drum boost and cuts to like the key of your song, which is super convenient.
Nice.
Yeah, that's another cheat code. DJ Swivel Nocturnal. He makes some really dope stuff.
Yeah.
He's cooking. I don't think I can talk about it. I'm helping him with a new one right now. He's late stage. I'm cooking up some presets for him, but he made like that next shit is bananas.
Nice.
I can't wait for him to drop that.
Nice.
So yeah, we've been deep into building a new problem solver plugin for us. Hopefully we'll have it in testing really soon. But Aiden's been a lot of help helping us get that off the ground and usable. Who's LZ2K7? That's a new face for me. Franz Fritz, what's up? Man, we got a good crowd tonight. Nonlin Monogold. Who the hell is that? I never heard of that guy. He's Nonlin. Nonlin sounds familiar.
It sounds super familiar.
Can't place him. He's not from the chapter room in Cincinnati. Definitely not that Nonlin Monogold. There's got to be two.
Oh, that's cool. 12-2 says he discovered you 3 years ago on a UA plugin preset, and he's been a fan of Mixing Night ever since.
Whoop, whoop.
Nice.
I should really do more presets. A lot of people have told me that, and I'm like, you guys can just have my presets. Speaking of which, did we put up our presets link on the show description? I made up like brand new preset pack for LolComp of 20 new LolComp presets, and I meant to put it in the show description and just give it to you guys. I'm not sure if we did that. So, but if we did, go get it. And go enter the plugin giveaways. If you just are tuning in, we're giving away some amazing plugins tonight. Go enter in the description. Okay, no worries. We didn't get the plugin pack up there, but watch my socials. I'll post it. But we're giving away amazing plugins all night. So enter. People can follow me at Instagram at Ken Lewis Producer. What's your Instagram handle?
Mark_Abrams_audio.
How do you spell underscore? And you can also find us at Mixing Night Audio, at Mixing Night Audio on our socials. What else we got cooking for
I think I forgot to mention that we're giving away a copy of Comp 2 and Spice Rack. I was so excited to watch you use them, I forgot to mention it.
So the Process Audio plugins, we're giving away one copy of each of those plugins tonight through the broadcast. If you haven't entered, go enter, go tap in a friend, get them to enter. You don't have to be live to win, but you got to be live to enter. If you're catching the restream right now, snooze, lose, sorry. Tease Worldwide, what's up, what's up? Norman Probst, what's up? Steven Ramos, the new track Cats. Man, we got a bunch of great new faces tonight. This is really cool. Ben Kruger.
Nice.
Good to see you, Ben. Man, we got a good crowd. I hope everybody's doing really well. Danny, I see Danny Lee up there. So, how do you spell underscore? Is that with an under and a SC?
The finger says SKORE.
Yeah, exactly. Who do we have questions that we need to answer? Jake Cricket asks, hey, Ken and Mark, any opinion on the Valhalla plugins for reverb and delay? The vintage verb is one of my go-tos, and really the stock setting is the one I use the most. It carries so nicely into a long verb, and it's denser than you would ever expect a hall to be. And like I've used that one on a lot of BTS mixes for the lead vocals. Yeah, that's a definite go-to. What do you like from Valhalla?
That vintage verb one and their delay is really fun. That can get pretty trippy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I like their delay. It's got too many knobs and buttons for
me.
I need simple, and that makes my brain hurt.
That would be one of those ones that like I don't use it. It's super powerful, and I don't use it very often because of that. You know, it's like I know I'm going to be in there for 15 minutes tweaking the delay.
Right.
You know, but
I want that delay dialed in like 15 or 20 seconds max.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to switch between each different setting really fast and get a quick vibe of what it is, and then I can just be in the moment and react to the music and what the music is telling me that the delay should be. Anyway, that's my kind of. Steven Ramos asks, hey, Ken and Mark, what's a plugin that you only use on rare, random occasions that's a beast, but you just don't get to use it a lot? Well, some of those plugins that I just showed you are kind of like specialty things. When you've got this drum loop that has no ass end, or you've got a weak kick drum, one of those is going to be the go-to. But if that's not your problem, you're probably not going to reach for those. What's one of your like secret go-tos?
Smack from Waves.
Oh yeah, I haven't used that in ages.
I love it, but I kind of forget about it sometimes. And then one that I'm ashamed to say, like, I forget about from time to time is Mixland's Vac Rack. Or
I hear that's really good.
Vac Attack,
Yeah.
maybe it's
Vac
called.
Attack?
That was the way
I think
they
it's
got around
Vac
the name.
Attack.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, Jesse Ray Ernster, he makes some dope plugins. What's up, Jesse Ray?
Yeah.
Shout out. And he just did that Subbloom that I haven't checked out, but you said you really liked as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the general mix philosophy around here is that mix engineers and creatives should be designing plugins a lot more. So that's what you guys are doing at Process Audio. That's what we're doing at Mixing Night Audio. Jesse Ray Ernster is doing that at Mixland. And, Make Believe Studios, those guys are the super creative heads. We got a great community of small plugin makers. I really like it.
Yeah.
Let's see. One of my other go-tos would probably be the Audio Thing Springs is a go-to of mine. I like dirty, characteristic reverbs. Not always, but when I want one, that's usually the first one I start with. Let's see. How are we doing on time? Let's go to Marcus Manderson, Mixing Night Man of Mystery. Marcus has assembled a amazing suite of free plugins curated by him. So take it away, Marcus, and thank you for putting this together.
What's good, Mixing Night family? This is Marcus Manderson, Mixing Night Man of Mystery, back with another Mixing Night Man of Mystery moment. Before we get into that, as of July 4th this year, that marks 4 years of the Mixing Night Man of Mystery moment. Thank you to Ken, Mazzy, Dom, Lori, and everyone in the Mixing Night family for allowing me to continue to do these segments and bring you some great free plugins that we can use in our music productions and our compositions. That is 4 years, and we're going to keep going, Lord willing. This will be another segment showing you all free plugins that you can check out, because this is the Mixing Night episode. So let's get into it. We're going to start with AfroPlug. AfroPlug is a great site for finding those plugins and sounds that you can use to make world rhythms, Afrobeat, dancehall, things like that. And they've just released rhythms. There is a free version that you can download. There's also a paid version. The free version comes with 8 presets. The paid version comes with the 100 presets. So check out the AfroPlug site. Check out all the plugins and sounds they have to offer. Next, we have Audiolab. This is the AI portion of this segment. They have Deep Sampler 2. This allows you to import any samples into Deep Sampler. This is a free plugin. You just give them your email. You can download for free, and then you can manipulate your sample. It also can generate samples. Just be careful with the generative AI, as you know what can happen with generative AI in the AI space. Next, we have Fracture Sounds Blueprint Piano. This is the latest edition in their Blueprint series, the 10th free instrument they've released. Go to the fracturesounds.com website. Click on free. You can check out all the free instruments. The latest one is the Epic Grand. Next, we have Jonathan Lopez, J-Lo, so to speak. He has a free compressor that you can download, the CCMKI Classic Compressor. He has some other instruments that you can purchase and you can check out on that site also. Next, we have Kitik. They have 5 free plugins that you can check out. Mangler, they have Distork, Simple Synth 2.0, Quick Ref, and Disperser. All these plugins are great. You can get all these plugins for free, or you can put in your desired donation amount to check out these plugins. Next, we have Borealis from Mantra, MNTRA. This is a free reverb plugin that you can check out from the MNTRA. I don't know if you say Mantra or Mantra, but check out their website. Again, we will include a link in the Discord group. Check out this free reverb Borealis LE from them. Next, we have Plugin Boutique. They always have so many deals going on, including a free freebie of the month. If you purchase something on their site, you get a freebie of the month. The freebie of this month is the Soft 2 VCA compressor or the Imaginando K7D delay. Go to pluginboutique.com, click on free. You can check out all the free stuff they have available there. Next, we have the Ducking Space free reverb plugin with built-in sidechaining from our friends over at Sonic Skunk. Definitely check out this reverb for your production uses. And we have another reverb from Stone Voices. This is the D-Reverb 2.1, a free high-quality algorithmic reverb that uses this tutorials algorithm. We'll include a link where you can check out the screenshots, or screen shorts in this case, and check out that plugin. We have another reverb from Witchpig, but this is not just your run-of-the-mill reverb. This has some great built-in effects, including distortion and crushing and things like that. The Black Mirror reverb from Witchpig. Check out their site. They also have some other free plugins, including a ping-pong delay. So check check out this site, Witchpig. We have some free reggae loops, going back to some of those Afrobeat things. We have the reggae loops, free dub and reggae loop pack from Dubmatics, produced by Dubmatics. We'll include a link where you can check that out there. We also have some free sort of wind instruments, drifting winds from Westwood. They're releasing this series called Roots Free. This is the second release. The first one was Untold Strings. Definitely check out this series. I think this is going to be a game changer for free plugins for us to use in our music creation. So start to keep your eye on the Roots from Westwood. Next, we have Finally, we have two plugins from Vox Samples. We have the free vibrato effect plugin, drift pitch vibrato effect. We also have the air enhancer plugin called Aurora. So check both of those out from the Vox Samples site. Again, we will include a link in the Discord group to all these plugins. There's so many great plugins being released almost daily at this point. It's crazy. Free plugins, heavily discounted plugins, paid plugins. So definitely keep your eye in the Discord group for some of those plugins, and we will keep you up to date for the latest and greatest releases. This has been Marcus Manderson, Mixing Night Man of Mystery, with another Mixing Night Man of Mystery moment. Be safe and be well, everyone. All right. Peace.
We are back, and we're doing a spin.
Oh, they're giving away another plugin downstairs. I hope you guys are watching. I'm going to answer a couple questions. Then I'm going to show you guys some more plugin level ups. Bergie Santana asks, hey, Ken and Mark, what is the best way to mix rap vocal doubles? To me, that's really song dependent. A lot of times I want those doubles, when they come in and out, they need to amplify and support the lead vocal without overpowering them. So you're looking for that kind of balance where they give you the energy that you're looking for. It's not a decibel amount. It's not a thing. It's a feeling. It's you want to put those vocals where they feel like they make sense to you as a performance. Now, sometimes you might only have one double track under the lead. Sometimes you might have one on each side. Sometimes you might have a gang of things coming in and out. It really just depends on what kind of mood that you want to create using your doubles, or if you know, a lot of rappers just have a single lead vocal and that's it. So there is no one way to do it. It's more about getting it to feel correct to you in a way that it supports the song that you want it to. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Dennis Milton asks, hey, Ken and Mark, has Tilt plugin improved your mixing? Heck yeah. So to the extent that I put one in Law Comp. So Levitate in Law Comp is Tilt. So you can put it pre the dial or post the dial. And so say I have a vocal that's coming in and the vocal's a little bit dark and tubby. And here, I can actually use this one. This is a perfect example. Boom. Okay, let me just play you this vocal so that you can hear.
We've traveled the seas, we've ridden the stars, we've seen everything.
Okay, so to me, this vocal is a little bit dark and a little bit like tubby. It's got a little bit too much bass and not quite enough top end. A lot of people, the first thing you would do is reach for an equalizer and you would roll off some bottom and you would add some top, but no. All you got to do to start is levitate it to the right a little bit, and you trim off some of the low end and you add some top. Let's give it a listen.
We've traveled the seas, we've ridden the stars, we've seen everything from
And with this tilt levitate, you can set the center frequency that it spins an axis on. So if you just want to boost the tippy top.
We've traveled the seas, we've ridden the stars, we've seen everything from Saturn to Mars. As much as it seems like you own my heart.
So if I realign the frequencies before I start feeding it into compression, it's going to hit compression smoother, and the compressor is going to work more musically and gently along with it. And with Law Comp, this is the aggressiveness of the compression. Yeah, this is the aggressiveness of the compression, and this is pushing into compression. And so you're looking at gain reduction here. You push this up until you get the gain reduction amount that you want right here. Let's give it a shot.
We've traveled the seas, we've ridden the stars, we've seen everything from Saturn to Mars. As much as it seems like you own my heart, it's astronomy, we're two worlds apart.
So this is the Haze Band opening up that tippy top crispness in the lead vocal. Listen to it. I'll take it in and out.
We've traveled the seas, we've ridden the stars, we've seen everything.
And Lavender would give that like presence boost in the enunciation frequencies if you need that.
We've traveled the seas, we've ridden the stars, we've seen everything from Saturn to Mars. As much as it seems like you own my heart, it's astronomy, we're two worlds apart. We've traveled the seas, we've ridden the stars, we've seen everything from Saturn to Mars.
Man, I just love this thing. And then the other, Mark just handed me his credit card. I'm keeping this shit. He's never getting that back.
That'll pay for the mute.
So, but the other cheat code with LOL Comp is once you think you have your best setting dialed in, then you can just check the other tokens and see if any of the other chains work even better or give you something cool.
We've traveled the seas, we've ridden the stars, we've seen everything from Saturn to Mars. As much as it seems like you own my heart.
So everything has a slight to greatly different flavor, and it's just I built this thing. If you notice, there's no parameters and numbers on it. And we really built it with the idea that you just play with it until musically it hits you in the way that you want it to sound, and you're done. And that's the magic of LOL Comp. I want to turn my brain off and be creative when I'm working. And, I've been looking at gear and modeled gear in plugin form for like 30 years now. I don't need to see another modeled piece of analog gear in my life. So for me, I just wanted to put something in front of me that just kind of made me smile every day and made it really fun to poke around like I'm just playing a video game while I'm making music. And the fun thing is, it surprised me so much how the results come out that way, because when you put so much power under one hood, you can just play and you can get such a radical range of results so quickly. And one of those things is probably going to be super unexpected. You didn't even know you were going to find that sound, and it's going to make your mix. And this thing has made my mix so many times already. I just love this thing.
It's forcing you to use your ears too. There's not a bunch of meters here. You're not watching curves on the levitate thing, and you're just turning it until it feels right, which is like everything.
Totally it. If you have learned to mix nowadays with a mouse and a screen, that's a completely different experience than the way I learned to mix on a big giant SSL console with knobs and shit in front of me and no screen in front of me. And you listen to the music coming out of the speakers and you reacted to it. And now a lot of your reaction has to do with what you're looking at on the screen. So I wanted to take the ability for you to judge what you're hearing by your eyeballs and force your ear balls to grab hold of it and go like, oh, this is cool. Okay, this is vibey. Yeah, let's try. Oh, that's even cooler. Okay, let me just put that back in the mix and see what I got. And that's kind of the whole, that's the way we build plugins. It's just vibe. And the longer that you make records for a living, as I've now 30 plus years in, the more I have understood that vibe is everything. Anybody can dial in the sonics. Anybody can learn what a plugin does. It's knowing what plugin to grab when, how to use it, and how to stay in your musical lane and make sure that you're always reacting to the music and not the tech. And so many times it's so easy to react to the tech. You got this big meter going and you see what looks like too much 4K, but it sounds fine. But, Mark's mixes have that 12K boost at 4K.
Here we go.
And he can't even help it. And so he might actually need that. I take that back. He probably could use the meter. But, for myself, I don't really need that. And it just gets in the way.
Do you remember when you had a house? I might have blown it up.
We are anonymous. We are legion. Oh, man. Too funny. So anyway, that was a long tilt answer, but there you go. But that's how I use Tilt to just readjust the entire frequency spectrum so that it feeds into compression smoother, or feeds into compression the way you want. Sometimes you want all of that bass hitting before the compressor, so make it heavy. But usually you want it like an even signal. Cool. What do we have? I think I need to go to the. So me and Dominic have gotten to know the Safari Pedals founder named Noam Levenberg, great guy, based in Israel. And Dom and I had another chat with Noam yesterday and talked all about Safari Pedals and everything else. And it's a long conversation. We're going to put the whole thing up on our YouTube site, but we wanted to just play you a little excerpt of, I think it's 4 minutes of the interview with Noam. And check him out. He's a fascinating guy. We absolutely love the Safari Pedals around here. And we either gave away or are giving away an entire Safari Pedals bundle to somebody tonight. Man, you're going to love them. And they obviously connect with me because they're fucking Safari pedals. Right. And, and they sound vibey and cool right out of the... Yeah, right? So, anyway, let's take it away with Noam.
We're doing a pedal giveaway real quick.
Oh, they're going to do a pedal giveaway in the control room, and then I think we're going to go to Noam's interview. So I wonder if this is the Safari pedal giveaway. Maybe somebody's going to get it. I think when we come back from Noam, I'm going to show you guys a couple cool tricks with Safari pedals that I use that I really like.
This one can be the Safari one if you want it to be.
Sure.
Congratulations, Ben Kruger.
Ben Kruger just got the Safari Pedals bundle. Oh, congrats, Ben. You're going to love that stuff, man. Yeah. I use the crap out of my Safari Pedals. I just used them on a mix yesterday. I just wanted to hold this credit card up to the camera so that everybody could grab that number.
With the CVV too. Yeah.
Oh, Mark.
The PIN code is the same as the door code for my house.
Nice. I will have to. Say what?
Running Safari.
Oh, great. Okay. I like the Ladybug reverb straight out the box. It's just this big, dark, warm thing that I just find really usable on a lot of stuff. Like, is that just from your own tastes, or is that from jamming with other people? Like, how do you lock in the vibe element of it?
First of all, thank you. I mean, I really appreciate your comments. And I think it's a combination. Like, back when I was, focused on doing mixes and masters, I always was kind of obsessed about having people in the room. Like, I had this thing where, as much as I could, I wanted the artist or the producer or anybody who was in charge of the record to sit with me in the studio. And it's kind of like the opposite of a lot of mixing engineers that just want their own space and quiet. But for me, it was like, for me, it was like, well, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for the artist or for the project. And I want to be fully kind of into whatever the person is, thinking about while we're doing the mix. And it was just like based around mostly bad experiences of me doing mixes by myself, sending it out, and then getting rejects. And a lot of the rejections were stuff that I was like, that's like not even, like, I didn't even consider the option of like that particular thing. Or it could also be like really things that I wasn't like minded to, you know what I mean? Like,
the other half of that equation is that you really don't know what their speaker system is set up like.
Yeah.
And it can translate your perfect speaker mix in a way that just doesn't translate well. And if it's, if they're not set up right, they're not even hearing what you have sent, which is frustrating. I can totally understand why you'd want to move that as close as possible.
And also there's like this whole thing with mixing that I'm sure you can relate to, where it's like, a lot of times you'll get like a comment about something and it's like, yeah, I tried that, but it didn't work. And then I moved to doing something else. But the guy or the person wasn't in the room when I tried it. So he didn't hear like the progression of how the mix became whatever it was. So I felt like if we sit together and we go through the process together, a lot of times they feel more complete and they're like, oh yeah, I had this idea, we tried it, it didn't really work out. No, I'm ended up doing like a mix that I'm happy with and it's done. And then the comments were so minimal after like sitting with the person in the room while mixing. I mean, I think another like really big advantage to it from my point of view is like once I overcame the fear of actually like, you know, working with somebody that might not be knowledgeable at all with like, you know, audio mixing and stuff. Once I overcame that, I actually like really enjoyed having them mess around with stuff in the studio too. So I had like I used to have like this whole area of pedals, which is, by the way, how I kind of thought about Safari, because pedals are like the easiest thing to give someone that's not like a technical person to fuck with stuff. So I was like, if somebody wouldn't, you know, feel the vibe for a vocal effect or for whatever, like a drum sound, I would just send it to the you know, pedal board and be like, you know, do your take on it. And it used to create so many cool variants of this. It was like, oh, we might not use this as like the lead vocal effect, but it could maybe be like a cool send that we send to, and then people feel like they're part of the mix too, which is great, and it's expressive, you know. So all these things kind of were my way of mixing. Plus, like,
what's up? We are back. So, man, I was just outside. It is a starry night like Van Gogh tonight. God, it's beautiful here.
It's Ohio.
Yeah, that's Ohio weather, baby. Man, it's hotter this summer than it was last summer. Last summer just felt like amazingly mild, but still, Ohio weather is like a sweet spot. I gotta say, we're lucky around
Pretty
here.
good.
It's, you know, I thought Jersey weather was always comparable to Ohio, but it's hotter in Jersey than it is here. Yeah, just more often. Like 100-degree days are more common there than they ever are here. Anyway, how'd you guys like Noam Levenberg? I'm going to show you guys some Safari pedal stuff. I just mixed a classic album in Atmos. It's not out yet, so I can't talk about it yet, but it better come out. But if it doesn't, well. But anyway, so I needed to find this, I can't remember what this thing models, but this models some vintage piece of gear. Most of his stuff doesn't model vintage gear, it's just new shit. But I did like a Google search for this piece and Safari pedals came up, so I put this on the lead vocals. I'm gonna let you guys hear it on a Scrizzly Adams vocal. So here's the Safari pedals Fox Echo chorus on Scrizzly Adams lead vocal on Tipping Point. And this is like a multi-effects box. So I've done automation and I'm adding things in stages. So a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay, a little bit of chorusing, a little bit of width, it all comes together.
I don't care about you, just thought that we could get along. You was high on the feeling, I said I'd be there at 5:35, but I guess I was wrong. Cause I got lost thinking how we fly down the park with my fifth in the drive with a soul that was broken and a heart that's been beaten. I don't love you now like you love me then. Was it so the beginning of the end? Is this the tipping point?
Yeah, this thing is like a specialty box. You know, like you might use it on 1 or 3 lead vocals on a whole album, but it just gives you that kind of rock edge vibe, that kind of indie rock vibe to it. Super, super cool. And then there was, I thought I had another, I'll just put another one on. We got Lol Comp, yep, no verb, okay. So after Lol Comp, I'm going to try, have you used Ladybug verb, Mark?
No.
Oh, it's so cool. Ladybug verb. Just going to use it on insert. Here it is. So blend is down here. So this is the wet dry. And then this is, I guess, the reverb type, spring or plate, and then the amount.
When more gives out, when push comes to shove, you had enough and you don't want me around. Is this the tipping point? When more gives out, when push comes to shove, at least I want love, 'cause I won't be around. Is this the tipping point? I ain't gotta lie and say that we've lost control.
That's great.
I mean, vibes for days. Love this stuff. Let's give you insights into one more Safari pedal.
Again, just fast too.
Yeah, exactly.
4 knobs.
Instant fast vibe.
Yeah.
Yak delay is a really cool delay. We'll start with it bypassed and then bring it in at 50% blend and see what we get.
When more gives out, when push comes to shove, you had enough and you don't want me around. Is this the tipping point? When more gives out, when push comes to shove, at least I want love, 'cause I won't be around. Is this the tipping point? I ain't gotta lie and say that we've lost control.
That's great.
Like you love me then, was this all the beginning of the end? Is this the tipping point?
That's so cool. So, yeah, Safari Pedals has like 10 or 12 plugins by now. They're all like these, just super dope. Kind of do a couple, 2, 3 things really, really cool and have just a really cool vibe to them. And in the full interview, I'm not sure which part of the interview that we played, but one of my favorite parts was the interview was I asked Noam if he had ever been on Safari, and he says, well, no, I've never been on Safari, but in Israel where they live, there's like this kind of canned safari. It's like maybe a few thousand acres, and they've got, giraffes and zebras and stuff. Yeah. And he says he took his kids to that safari, and then his kid told him like he should name the company Safari.
That's awesome.
So if that wasn't a part of the interview, you guys should definitely find the interview after we post it. It's just the coolest, like full circle Zen moment that you could ever want as a company owner and a designer. Very, very cool story. Let's see. Our home stretch here. Let's go to Rick Carson from Make Believe Studio in conjunction with Metric Halo gave us a how-to on the MBSI new channel strip from Make Believe Studio. And that thing models the old Criteria Studio C console. Did you ever work at a Criteria in Miami?
No.
So Criteria in Miami, I worked down there, God, like 1999. It was a long time ago. They had the Eric Clapton Layla piano in that room. Oh my God. Big, like 9-foot grand piano. And when I tell you it was the Layla piano, if you're familiar with the song, then you know. There's only one piano on planet Earth that sounds like the Layla piano, and that is it. And you sit down and you play the first chord, and you're like, oh my God, that's the Layla piano.
Yeah.
So anyway, apparently when Layla was cut, there was this vintage console. I think it was an MCI console in there, and Rick found and ended up modeling. I'll let him tell you. Let's go to Rick Carson. Thank you, Rick.
Hey everyone, it's Rick Carson. We're at the beautiful Make Believe Studios, and I first off want to just give a big thanks to Ken and everyone over at Mixing Night for inviting us to be here. So I want to tell you a little bit about our new plugin, which is called MBSI. That stands for Bill Szymczyk's Imagination and Make Believe there at the beginning. This console came after Bill's legendary and illustrious career working with artists such as B.B. King and the Eagles, Joe Walsh, James Gang, Rick Derringer, and Bob Seger, Santana. There was one console that really stood with him, which was the console at Studio C in Criteria. And it was a custom MCI console, and it was used to make lots of records, not only by Bill, but also by other great producers such as Tom Dowd and, you know, the people who were working with the Bee Gees and on a bunch of really cool projects down there. And it's always been very, very interesting to me because growing up, we always heard that these 70s consoles were absolutely incredible, and they're full of transformers and very discrete circuits with nice transistors. And, you know, we were always told about 1073s. And I've had 1073s forever, but there's just this sound on some of these records that I could never get my hands on. And we tracked down the console and we made this plugin. So we're going to play you a song from an artist that we work with here at the studio named Antone. And I'm going to show you how you can utilize MBSI to bring it to life and make it pop out.
I got sisters, motherfucker. Respect my mother, respect my father. See balance in one another. See imbalances in generations. See and even X. I see it in me and my pretty ex. And yes, that's all them, baby. I date queens, cause they my type. Don't hate me for speaking my mind. I want healed and healthy now. I got sisters, motherfucker. Respect my mother, respect my father. See balance in one another. See imbalances in generations. See and even X. I see it in me and my pretty ex. And yes, that's all them, baby. I date queens, cause they my type. Don't hate me for speaking my mind. I want healed and healthy, not chasing wealthy clout. Chasing ain't gonna do a damn thing to help me. I want the mind and connection before the body. I got sisters, motherfucker. Respect my mother, respect my father. See balance in one another. See imbalances in generations. See and even X. I see it in me and my pretty ex. I got sisters, motherfucker. Respect my mother, respect my father. See.
So we boosted some top end. You know, we definitely cracked this open to just bring the vocal to life and kind of take the veil off of it. I'm actually boosting some mid-range here, and let's see where we ended up. So we're actually at 819 hertz, which is one of the frequencies found on the console, and we didn't do crazy. Usually you're not boosting too much 800 hertz on a lead vocal, but on this desk, it just sounds magical, bringing it forward and making it have a lot of chest and presence. Then we boosted just a little bit of low end. I didn't do a crazy amount. And here we're looking at, you know, just a couple of dB at 100 hertz. So on the compressor here, we're using a medium attack time. We've got a relatively fast release time. We have our depth set to about 8 to 9 dB, and we have our threshold set in a position where we're bouncing off of the compressor. We're not living at a constant 8 dB of reduction. So that feels pretty good to me. Let's just go ahead and listen to that one more time with and without it. So without it.
I got sisters, motherfucker. Respect my mother, respect my father. See balance in one another. See imbalances in generations. See and even X. I see it in me and my pretty ex. And yes, that's all them, baby. I date queens, cause they my type. Don't hate me for speaking my mind. I want.
So thank you so much for trying out MBSI. We hope you download it and have a chance to try it out. If you're interested in picking it up, currently it's on sale for $99 until the 19th of August. And if you're a current Make Believe or Metric Halo customer, you can receive it for $75. If you haven't got an email about that yet, make sure to send us one and we'll get it over to you right away. Thanks so much, Ken, and we hope you guys have a great night.
All right. Thank you, Rick Carson and Make Believe Studios. Ryan Harvey over there. You guys are so creative, and you guys make such dope plugins and records, too. Who else we got on the chat? I just saw, Seamus Cranley on the chat. Great to see you. I haven't seen your name in a while. 12-2 Sound, Astro Joey, Bill Dwyer still there. Jamie Scott Heatley. What? MBI. You should hear the tracks that MBI cooks up when we have the beat challenges. Ooh. He blends all of these different styles. It's the most dope shit. God, man, when we do these beat challenges, we get people like across oceans collaborating. and like we have like Sam Champagne in New York City who's worked with is it Jason Lee in London, and you know we got people in India working with people in America. It's the
wow,
man,
that's
the
awesome.
way this show's connected people has just been so freaking rewarding.
When's the next one?
The next show is I think the first week of September.
Nice.
Usually we do mixing night first week of every month.
Mm-hmm.
So if that tracks, September 4th is Wednesday, September 4th is going to be the next mixing night.
Nice.
We don't have a theme yet. You got any suggestions for what a good theme for the next show is?
I mean, the beat thing that you're talking about sounds pretty cool. Like doing a beat challenge and then different creator tools. I think would be
We
neat.
can do that. Creator tools. What's that? Ask the chat. What? Hey, chat roll. Either drop a comment in the chat, or if you're not on the chat and you're watching, drop a comment in the comments. What would you like us to, center an overarching theme of a show around? I think at some point I'm going to do a live sound show and tap in a bunch of my friends like Ken Pooch Van Druten, who's a live sound legend, and Anthony Morano, who's done some amazing live touring. And so I think I'm going to do a live touring show one night. I want to do a mastering show one night.
Nice.
And tap in a few of my mastering friends. The Creative Tools show, I love that as an idea. I'm totally stealing that, and I'm not going to give you any credit.
That's okay. I stole your hardware.
What? Did you happen to hear my monologue? Not when I started, but the show intro from 8 p.m. for the first minute.
No, I didn't.
You're going to die when you hear the replay. You are going to die. I told you, me and Mark have been taking shots back and forth at each other all week. Frenemy shit. It's hilarious. And, but Mark texts me this afternoon right before he drives down from Columbus, and he says, check Instagram. I may have just sealed my fate. And I just hit him back right away, and I was like, brother, I hate to tell you this, but your fate was sealed long before you ever posted anything on Instagram.
He didn't even go watch it. He's just like, haven't seen it yet, but your fate was sealed long ago.
Oh,
Fair.
man.
Fair.
Yeah, we had the Guy Fawkes masks all planned out from the anonymous vid.
Apparently, I was supposed to see those earlier than I did, too. I didn't realize they were dancing behind me.
I cannot wait to see the replay and see if they actually made the feed during the beginning of the sprint mix. Oh, we try and have fun and be lighthearted around here and just not take ourselves too seriously. Yeah. And, I'm sure you have the same experiences. When you're in creative sessions of any kind, be they like tracking sessions or songwriting sessions or production sessions or whatever, usually the best songs come from the sessions with the most laughter.
Mm.
And that's just, when people are vibing together and having fun, they feel more creative together and they feel more connected, and it just flows better. And so, if you want to collaborate with people, learn how to get along and be in a lighthearted room, because, man, that can really just help a day.
12 hours just flies by, too, and you don't realize what happened.
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay, so we showed some Safari pedal shit. I want to go to Aiden. So Aiden Stevenson, this is his last day as our Mixing Night audio coding intern. Thank you very much, Aiden. You've been awesome around here. Aiden put together a video, kind of like a how-to for people that want to learn how to do coding for music plugins. So that's Aiden's passion. I'll let him tell you all about that. But Aiden's going to give you guys some insights into how to get into coding plugins. Here you go.
Hello, Mixing Night community. My name is Aiden Stevenson. I'm a fourth-year computer science student at the University of Cincinnati, and this past summer I've had the pleasure of interning with Ken and the rest of the Mixing Night team to work on plugin development. Most of you probably only have experience using plugins in music production and engineering, so seeing as it's plugin night, I'd like to talk to you all about what it's like to create these tools so you can use them in your own work. As for a little bit about myself, I've had an interest in music ever since I started playing piano when I was 5, and I've been studying computer science since high school. A couple years back, I had an independent research semester where I could work on whatever project I wanted, and through this, I discovered the Juice framework. For those who don't know, the Juice framework is a codebase made specifically for audio plugin development using the C++ language in Visual Studio on Windows and Xcode on Mac. For me, this was the perfect intersection of my personal interests and field of study. I learned to program in Juice with a couple tutorials on YouTube by this guy named Matt Cat Music, and if plugin development is something you're interested in, I encourage you to check them out. To give a brief explanation on how a plugin takes the audio input from your DAW, alter that signal, and output that altered signal in real time, it's all done with samples and blocks of samples. I'm assuming most of you are familiar with the concept of sample rate. For those who are not, it is the number of samples per second processed by your DAW in order to generate the audio signal that you hear. In the context of plugin development, each of these samples is a numeric value that Juice's functions can decipher to generate an audio signal for the entire frequency spectrum. This signal can then be altered with functions by inputting either a single sample or a block of samples and changing each of those sample values accordingly. To visualize this with an example, let's say I want to apply a low-pass filter on my audio signal at 5 kHz. Using Juice's built-in functions, we first create a filter object that we will call low-pass. We then make a create low-pass function and set our low-pass object's coefficients with the Juice's make low-pass function, inputting the sample rate and frequency as parameters. I'll also make a processor chain object and add a separate low-pass filter with those same coefficients, which will come in handy later. Now that we've made our filter, we have to process the audio through that filter so we can hear it. In the function where the audio is processed, we gather all the input and output information so we can alter it. Then we call our create low pass function to instantiate the coefficients. If we want to process the audio by each sample block, we take the processor chain object we created previously and simply pass our audio context through the process function. If we want to process the audio by each individual sample and to visualize how the aforementioned process function works under the hood, we make a for loop for the number of samples in the provided context, pass each input sample into the low-pass object's process single sample raw function, and set each output sample equal to the processed input sample. This is just a basic example that leaves out a lot of the other important information necessary to make a plugin function, but I hope this gives you all a little bit of insight into how the plugins you use actually work. Aside from the technical aspects of programming, one of the most important things when creating plugins is having a concise and unique creative vision. Frankly, it would be a massive understatement to say that there are a ton of plugins out there on the market. No matter what kind of plugin you're trying to develop or how well it works, it won't be on any professional's radar unless it does something no other plugin can do and gives users the ability to elevate their music with it. And on that note, throughout my time working here with the team, we have made a lot of progress on the next MBSI audio plugin. I've been having a blast testing and experimenting with it in its current state, so I can guarantee you all will enjoy it once it's finished and released. Additionally, the week that this show is airing is my last official week of my internship before I have to resume class. I'd like to extend a huge thanks to Ken, Dom, Gary, Jonathan, Nolan, Lori, and last but not least Mazzy for the amazing experience. I hope to be back and continue working soon. I hope you all learned a little bit about how the plugins you use are created behind the scenes, and now we go back to the show.
Stupid.
It's beautiful.
It really is.
Yeah, we'll stay here.
You're back.
All right, we are back. Thank you, Aiden. That was pretty awesome. Got some new people on the chat roll. Musictron, what's going on? Who was the one that I just missed? New on the scroll. But I don't see him again. But oh, Eric Lee. Hey, Eric. Man. Norman. Who's that? Norman Probst. Norman, what's going on? Danny. Somebody else that just joined. I just missed you out of the scroll. But anyway, welcome to Mixing Night. You found us. I hope everybody won some amazing plugins tonight. Whoever did got some gems, I tell you that much. We're in the home stretch. But since there's still like a ton of people on the broadcast, I'm just going to pour through some more questions, and me and Mark are going to answer until you guys get really sick and tired of us, and then we'll all go home.
Awesome.
Devin asks, hey, Ken and Mark, how do you evoke emotion through mixing? For me, that's what the sprint mixing teaches me. The reason that I do sprint mixing is to remove the tech from the equation. They're mixed stems and they've been volume randomized, and you have a very tight time frame, 10 minutes for usually 30 stems. So you have about 20 seconds per track to make every single decision you're going to make about that track. And what you find is when you're limited to not having enough time to being able to pull up the plug-in and tweak, and you must slap it together as fast as you can and just listen to what's coming out of the speakers and react to what is coming out of the speakers as music and as a song. It's a different experience than having so much time to tweak and pull up plugins and shit. And when I mix a song for a client, I don't sprint mix it. This is like, athletics for your ears. But the sprint mixes dictate how I start a mix. So if I have, like I just did a 180 track mix 2 days ago, big K-pop mix. And within an hour and a half, every single track was in the mix and fairly well balanced. And then I probably spent another 8 hours on it, pulling it all together. And, you go really, really fast and loud for 20 minutes or so, and you just vibe your way through it, and you just make decisions at rocket fast speed. And then, you can always back up and course correct and adjust. So if you ever watch me do sprints, you kind of get what I'm saying. And that really trains you to listen to your gut, react to the music, and not to the tech. Can't stress that enough. Great question.
It also,
got anything to add?
Well, I've heard you talk about how, it's also training, like when you were working on consoles back in the day and you get to the end of the session and the artist is like, hey, can I get a rough of that? You had to throw that together really fast if you wanted to get home before 6 a.m. instead of 4 a.m.
Right. Honestly, it's even deeper than that. The first time I saw a true rough mix in a studio that absolutely blew me away, I was assisting, I wish I remembered his name, a mix engineer for Anita Baker. And this dude walks in, and it's just me and him, and I'm the assistant, and we're on a Neve VR60, I think, VR72. And we have 48 track reel to reel, 24 tracks locked. So you don't have much time. And the song was maybe 5 minutes, 4 minutes. And he had the tapes locked. He hit play. By the end of the first pass through the song, it already was starting to sound like a song. By the end of the second pass, it sounded frickin' mixed to me. In under 10 minutes, 2 passes down the multi-track, just feeling his way through it and throwing it up like a monitor mix front of house. You don't have time in front of house to, be fancy and shit. You just gotta, react to it and trust your gut and learn to really lock in and trust your instincts. And,
Yeah. So. I think, like to that end, I think that's why a lot of rough mixes end up beating mixes, because it's all just going off of emotion. And you've talked about that. I'm stealing that from you. Yeah.
No, I think that's, a common thread that, there's always, even when I'm doing a final, I always listen to the rough mix back and forth from time to time during my mix, because there's always a vibe to something about the rough mix is probably gonna out-vibe yours until late in your mix. Even if it's just like, oh, the way they treated that shaker is so dope. Mine is buried and they have theirs loud as fucking panned hard right. I'd have never thought of that, but the rough tells me like, that's the vibe. And, things like that you get from just being in the moment and not overthinking the creative process and just going, we're going to come back to this. This feels really good right now. And, a few listens down in the control room at stun volume and everybody's, happy.
Moving,
and that's the rough mix.
Yeah.
And then that's the vibe of the song.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking at the break about the Wu-Tang Once Upon a Time in Shaolin album. And, Pleaser DAO just put out that 5-minute NFT sampler for 99 cents. If you haven't scooped that thing yet, go listen to it. It is the best boom bap hip hop I have heard since I mixed that shit. And if you didn't know, I mixed that entire Secret Double album for the Woo. But the hardest thing about mixing that album was not over mixing it. And it was as analog as I could get the mix. I used as few plugins as possible. I used my real EMT 140 plate, my SSL EQs when I needed EQ. But 90% of those mixes are faders and pans. And as little compression as possible and as little EQ as possible, and keep it as raw and street and vibey as possible. The better you make it sound, the worse it feels. Now, that goes for, Wu-Tang Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. It may be the complete opposite for Taylor Swift or Katy Perry or somebody like that. But for that, the most difficult thing was keeping it simple and not overdoing it. Super hard. Let's see. Who else we got?
I have to find that NFT.
Oh, dude. Yeah, just Google.
Just Google it, right?
Yeah, Pleaser DAO, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. It's like 99 cents, and it's like a 5-minute sampler. It's the coolest thing. Yang asks, hey, Ken and Mark, what is the problem with small rooms when mixing? And should I spend money on acoustic treatment or buy quality monitors first? Acoustic treatment first, would you agree?
Absolutely.
Acoustic treatment first, or your monitors are just going to bounce around in a shitty room? Let's see. Small room, I don't think is necessarily a problem. I would think the deader a small room is, the better.
Ceiling height is a big one there, right?
Yeah, but also, you have speaker correction boxes like the IK Arc 4.
Oh my gosh, that thing.
And SonarWorks.
Yeah.
And nowadays, if you're not using one of those and you're in a room that you're unsure of, man, go get that. The stuff is real inexpensive nowadays and can really help lock in your monitors and have your monitors tell you exactly what's going on. So I would say first, treat your room. Second, get the monitor software or hardware correction. And then third, watch Mixing Night. Yes. Boom.
Can I read the next question?
You can read the next question.
This question's from Wing and Mark. Hey, Ken, why are your mixes in mono and out of phase all of the time?
What? How did you know?
I stole that from you, too.
They're not?
I forgot because I was distracted by the guy masks that at the end of my sprint mix, I was going to throw it in mono and flip one side out of phase to be like, there you go, finishing move.
Finish him. Boom.
That was one of Ken's taunts to me on the different reels.
The anonymous. If you missed the preview to the broadcast, we did some frenemy stuff back and forth pre-show. It was hilarious.
It was awesome. But he does say, hey, Ken, what is phase and how to solve phase issues, especially in bass management?
Sound Radix makes Auto Align and Auto Align 2, and they correct phase amazingly well. Those things, check those things out, and I'm sure Sound Radix does like videos on them. I'll show them at some point on the show. I've shown them before. But those two things are, so basically anytime you have two microphones, like say on a kick drum or a bass guitar, if you have a bass DI and an amp, you're always going to have a phase relationship, and you put the two phase plugins across it and one analyzes the other, and then it gives you a best case scenario, and then you can adjust from there. Is that about, that's about how it goes?
And it's built into ARA in Pro Tools now, and it's lightning fast and awesome.
Oh, you're going to have to show me that.
That's great.
Actually, you're going to have to show Jonathan, because if you show me, I'll just forget.
You're like, what? Yeah.
I'll be like, well, Mark? That's I don't care about his technique. Addie asks, hey, Ken and Mark, as a bedroom mix engineer, oh, that must be addressed to Mark. Oh, no, he's talking about himself. Addie asks, hey, Ken and Mark, as a bedroom mix engineer, how do I get into surround sound or Atmos?
I can raise my hand on this because I actually am a bedroom mix engineer.
Whoop, whoop.
What? So my room is, I want to say 15 by 19 or something like that. So it's a decent sized bedroom, but it is a bedroom, and I have a full 914 Atmos system in there. And as far as the bedroom thing, just throw that out. It's a box like any other box. You know, you're going to be in some sort of a box. Ken has awesome high ceilings here. I don't have that luxury. So like your advice earlier, I got a trim off for my room to help deal with some of those issues, and also obviously help with like speaker time alignment and everything. So yeah, that would be one thing. Like, as he said on the previous one, I would go for acoustic treatment first, and then look for some sort of management box that's going to help you tune up the anomalies.
I have a much more simple answer to that question. How do I get into surround sound or Atmos? You grab any pair of headphones, and you get the latest version of, is it Pro Tools Ultimate that comes with the Pro Tools
The
renderer?
internal renderer, yeah.
Or Logic
Yeah.
Pro X comes with Atmos built in now. And you put on your headphones, and that is the binaural Atmos experience. And you learn everything that you possibly can about Atmos using the headphones, because 99% of listeners right now are on headphones anyway. And then here's the cheat code. Listen closely. And then once you have learned to mix on headphones, and you're doing all of your mixing only on headphones, and you need to make sure that it also sounds great on speakers and translates to all formats, your phone, everything, then you send it to Atmos Studios, care of Ken Lewis and Jonathan Garcia. I mix Atmos, but Jonathan Garcia on staff masters all of the Atmos. So if you mix and you don't master, Jonathan can take your Atmos mix that you did on headphones. He'll put it up on one of our, we have 2 914 full arrays here, and he can listen to it and make sure that what you think you're hearing in headphones translates in best ways also to speakers, also to your phone, also to spatial audio, everything else. So there is a super cheat code for you if you don't want to invest in all of the speakers. And let me tell you, there is not much Atmos work out there. All of the guys who have already been doing it like me for 3 years are taking all of the work. There's not much new Atmos work. So if you can get away with it on headphones and just cut somebody in a little bit on the mastering end of things, then you're going to save yourself thousands and thousands on speakers that you are probably not going to use very much. So there you go.
Much better answer.
Much better. DeFingers, what's up? DeFingers asks, hey, Ken and Mark, since we are 1 day away, can we get some 808 secrets from both of them? 1 day away from what?
888, the date.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
88? I didn't even,
'cause today's
wow.
87.
I just figured
good-
since you thought an 808 was an area code, that didn't even dawn on me, because, you know, when I think of 808s, I
just
think
thinking
of,
music.
you know, hip hop, baby.
I'm not touching this one because I walked down the hallway to your bathroom and past all of the classic 808 albums made.
There's a few of them. I've done some things that a few of you may have heard.
I'm not touching this.
Let's see. Here, Astro Joey asks, hey,
you didn't
Ken and
answer the
Mark.
question.
Who, what?
The 808 question. He wants some tips for 808s.
Oh, LawComp Panda for 808s. I'm telling you, it is the 10 seconds to a great 808 cheat code. LawComp Panda locks all of my low frequency shit in. And the great thing about Panda is it gives you the full range spectrum of super heavy low end to buzzy, flattened out 808 really quickly. All you got to do is push the dial and you go like, okay, this is buzzy and flattened out, and this is super heavy. And levitate left gives you this massive heavy 808 shit, and levitate right thins it out a little bit, depends on what you need. And So that's, you know, my 808 cheat code. That's why I built that chain specifically for low end management was the Panda chain.
So you could feel free to veto this, but since tomorrow is 8/8 day and your team cuts reels and TikToks and all that, should you show it? You had a session with it earlier because while you were doing it, you were going, "What's your secret to 808s, Ken?"
Oh, that's right.
You're like, "Low comp."
Low comp. 20. It is not. I hope not. Is this 808 Panda? Oh yeah, here we go. I will just show you what I do to my 808 secrets. This is not Panda. This is Panda. So we'll start bypassed. So cheat code with low comp, this sets the aggressiveness of the compression. This sets how much you push into compression. And you will see how much gain reduction you're having here by how much you push into compression and how aggressive that is. See how the lavender midband brings out a little bit of the attack of the 808 and just lets it resonate a little bit without getting too gnarly. That's enough 808. You get the idea. That's one, you know, I built LolComp to allow myself to speed up my workflow and to replace like a dozen other plugins that I had to go, you know, this plugin to that, a plugin into that one, into that one. And now I just go like, oh, LolComp, how's this chain? How's that chain? How's some mesh? Let me levitate left. Ooh, that's heavy. And it's like the fastest way to dial in nearly anything. It's just, I built it to be the fastest way to dial in nearly anything. So it's like the creative problem solver that you didn't know you needed. So there's whose question was that? Thank you for that question.
It went away, I believe. It might have been DeFingers, actually.
Was that DeFingers?
Yeah.
DeFingers, how are you, bro? Love the Mixing Night Man of Mystery segment tonight.
That's great.
Really well done. Astro Joey asks, hey, Ken and Mark, what is a good basic mastering plugin? We were using during the sprints that Music Hack. I'll just pull it up right here. Music Hack. Master Plan 1.5 by Music Hack. This is like a, you know, put it at the end of your chain and just kind of push into it to your heart's content. You know, you really can't overdo it. I mean, you can get over loud, but but with this, it's just you know, here's your width, your push into it. You got some EQ choices. You got your metering. So this is kind of a good cheat code. What's the other ones that I use? Well, yeah,
like Master Desk.
Yeah, BX Master Desk I use a lot, kind of near the end of my chain. Let's see. Who else? Used to be like a sync submission. Oh, I like that idea.
I did master plan on the Great Big Plugin Show, and I started it off. I think the intro for it was one knob loudness plugging thing, or I was like, things I hate. It's like over compression, one knob plugins, and overly wide mixes or something. And I was like, how's this gonna go? And then it turned out to be amazing. But like, yeah, like using it on the show, you know, and kind of discovering that was pretty rad. And normally I'm not a fan of those kinds of plugins, but that one's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. They sent it, and they were just like, you know, check this out if you want to. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I tried it, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this has got a little sauce.
Oh, Bob Horn.
Bob Horn's on. Bob
We
Horn.
were just watching your reel.
Speaking of Bob Horn, we haven't done, if you don't know, now you know, Faders of the Lost Art on YouTube. Faders of the Lost Art is me, Bob Horn, Dave Pensato, Nico Hamui, and Farid Salama. It's 5 of us. Occasionally we have a guest, but often it's just us 5 shooting the shit for like 90 minutes, you know, swapping stories and talking about plugins and just, you know, catching up as friends. And then, you know, we've had guests like Stephen Slate and Paul Wolf and a bunch of like real heavy hitter, you know, high-end Jean-Marie Horvat. I mean, the list goes on and on. We've had killer guests. So we haven't done a show in a little while, but I've been wanting to bring the band back together. So I think we're going to re-kick things off with Faders of the Lost Art. Lock it in on YouTube. Subscribe to the Faders of the Lost Art YouTube channel right now. Bob, can you drop the YouTube whatever link in the chat roll? If people want to subscribe to our little podcast channel on YouTube. And if you don't know Bob Horn is a great high-level mix engineer. His mixes are amazing. He's out in LA doing his thing. Let's see, who else we got?
Oh, you got your vocal sauce request there.
Oh, yeah.
From Rafa.
Before we get to that, I want to answer Seamus, because I think that's an easy one.
Yes.
Seamus Cranley asks, hey, Ken, I was trying to figure out whether to use Pro Tools or Ableton for Atmos. Pro Tools, 100,000%. I don't know anybody who mixes anything in Ableton. It's more of a production box. Pro Tools Ultimate comes with the renderer built in, or you can get the external renderer, and you can mix Atmos in headphones, just like I was talking about earlier, and then send it off to Jonathan Garcia and have him master it. And
Astro Joey. Top one.
Astro Joey asks, hey, Ken and Mark, if you have to use virtual strings and piano, what do you recommend? Do you like native instruments, the Alicia's keys? We gave away Alicia's electric keys tonight, which is bananas. That thing sounds amazing. What do you like for orchestral stuff?
LA Scoring Strings is really good.
Really?
But it is one of those ones that's a little bit more involved. So I'm interested to hear what you like, because you like fast. And good.
I usually use the East-West Composer Cloud. That's got some great, like the Hollywood libraries and the orchestral libraries are great for different inflections and real things on that. But I know the real film scoring-esque type guys usually lean towards the Spitfire stuff.
Right.
I just can't afford all of the great toys. But my partner with Obscene Stealers is Michael Moss, the movie trailer boss. And Michael, actually, if y'all caught the Sprint mixes, though, that's Obscene Stealers. That's me and Michael Moss, and the rapper is I Know Fash, friend of the show, friend of all of us. He's a great dude. And, you know, Michael kind of smashes his film scoring orchestral sensibilities together with my, you know, urban and pop record making abilities, and we kind of come up with Obscene Stealers.
That's
so
amazing. Yeah.
It's so much fun, and yeah, we're loving it.
Actually, question for you.
Hit me.
Those drums are amazing. Every time I like do a sprint mix from that stuff. What are you programming on? What are you doing that stuff?
That's a lot of that is like custom drums that I spent like days building.
Yeah.
And some of those are Michael's drums that are proprietary to him.
Yeah.
And but often you find something in a library and you're like, oh shit, and then you tweak it a little bit and you like resave it as your own thing, and then that becomes your go-to that nobody else really sounds like that, and you can pull up that sound all the time, and sometimes you have those signature sounds and sometimes you want to find those fresh new sounds.
Yeah.
And for me, just in general, I like to find in all of my productions in any genre something like real signature and distinctive right off the bat, and get right to the fucking song, because nobody's got time anymore in this TikTok world. People's attention spans are just gone.
Yeah.
So
do you program those, or do you play them in on a pad, or
like drums?
Yeah.
I usually lay them in, or I use Apple loops and just audition until I find an Apple loop that really moves the way I want it to move. But if it's like fills and stuff like that, often I'll just lay it in by hand. I'll try and envision the fill in my head.
Yeah.
Like I'm a really good mental drummer.
Yeah.
I can hear an entire drum kit, every stick stroke in my head, where it should go and how it should lay into the song. And I can tell a drummer, he can play and he'll be 1/16 off of something. I'll be like, nope, you got to move that 1/16. And I don't think like a drummer, so it's hard to interpret me sometimes. But when they get it, it's great. But what was I saying about just laying? So I'll envision the pattern in my head, or I'll just start playing and laying something, a basic pattern together, and then I'll just start shifting like 16ths and 8ths around, or quarters, and I may build a pattern or a loop or something like that until it just hits me the way I want it to hit me.
Nice. Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, it's always about feel and about finding the right sounds that make your production and your song feel even better. And, I try to stay away from placeholder sounds. It's like good enough.
Right.
No, there's not good enough.
Yeah.
So
there's what you can get at Guitar Center, and then there's the next thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think you should just do a mixing night where you cook up a beat. If you have,
I'm a slow ass beat maker. I
could be a long
really,
show.
yeah. No, people would be tuned out there. But is he going to get to it? I mean, it's still the fucking drums. It's been 2 hours now. Be like, sorry. But the shows that I think have resonated really well have been the full mix shows, where I just mix an entire song from start to end, beginning to end of a broadcast. So, but I've seen on the chat roll a lot of other really good suggestions for show ideas that I'm going to have to, I always go back and watch these shows, and reading through the chat roll is there it is. The Real Raging Gun. I just saw you came on, and haven't seen you on the show either in a long time or recently. So welcome to Mixing Night. Who else we got? Bob. Who is that Bob Horn guy? Never heard of him. I need that pink coat while I say that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll get you the hat and the glasses.
Bob, did you happen to see our singing Happy Birthday to Big Lou? Happy birthday, Big Lou. If you missed it, that was maybe a half an hour ago.
Pat Boom, Debbie Boom, Bracka Bracka.
Yeah, I don't trust that Bob Horn guy either. He did not play that. Oh, shit. You got to play the Happy Birthday, Big Lou.
It's BTK and BL 2024, Big Lou's birthday tonight. We're about to sing you a happy birthday song. Happy birthday, Big Lou. Woo! Happy birthday, Big Lou. Woo! Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Big Lou, and many more. Woo! Woo!
What's up? What's up? We got who else do we got here? Oh yeah. So Big Lou, for those that don't know, Big Lou is his own force of nature to describe Big Lou is impossible. And to know Big Lou is to love Big Lou. I certainly do.
Nice.
Bob does, from what I hear. So anyway, he's a great friend. And also, we haven't mentioned, I don't know if you guys saw the microphone that Mark was using down in Studio B, but we got the Cloud mic from Roger Cloud down in Studio B. And that thing, you were sounding great on that earlier. We were doing tests for the show. Yeah, that's a beautiful sounding microphone. That's my favorite my favorite ribbon mic.
Nice.
And and I've got a bunch of them. And when I picked that one up, I was like, well, I can sell the rest of them. I got the one.
Nice.
So, have you used that thing yet?
I haven't, but I'm gonna check it out now.
If you want to borrow mine for a couple weeks, if you're doing any tracking anytime soon, I'll lend it to you. You gotta hear it on a tracking. Yeah, you can. You can take it this weekend. I can do without it for a week. Yeah, use it on a tracking session. That's
oh my God! I'm gonna run it through your burying you and then into the soundtrack and then into the wing.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, take that Cloud mic and if you put it on anything, if you just get us a little video capture, that'd be fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah. I will.
But yeah, I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with ribbon microphones. Ribbon mic and the Cloud mic is a ribbon mic. Ribbon mics have a figure 8 pattern, so they hear equally from front and back, but they reject the sides really great. So like if I have 4 horn players lined up in a row, I'm going to put 4 ribbon mics in front of them, and all that ribbon mic is going to hear is that horn player in front of it, and it's going to reject most of the guys standing 3 feet to each side. It's really impressive how those ribbons work. But if you want to capture more than that scope, it ain't gonna give it. It's gonna be tight. So,
nice. Have you done it on guitars?
Guitars, yeah.
Seems like
yeah. Guitars overheads. It's great on ribbons. Are great on overheads. They have this kind of like realness and softness to those cymbals that just sounds like magic. Yeah, like the difference between, to me, a ribbon is like. Condensers, like large diaphragm condensers, capture reality as you hear it in the room.
Mm-hmm.
A great ribbon mic captures that reality and gives it vibe and gives it authentic realness. I don't know how else to say it. Shit just sounds more real on a... Yeah, it's like the difference between film and like HD video.
Yeah.
Is like film would be the Cloud mic.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can borrow it this weekend and report back. I'd love to hear back on it.
Thank you. That's cool. Amazing.
Yeah.
You guys, Bob Horn just said I have a great voice for radio. I just peed on Ken's chair a little bit.
All right, should we wrap? Yeah, it's 10:30. Man,
I kind of want to hear your answer on that last question. I'm sorry, I'm being selfish.
No. All right, one more. Clay Lahat asks, hey Ken, what do you think the most important difference is when comparing different EQs? To me, it's 100%. It's well, I take that back. It depends on what you need the EQ for. If you want a surgical EQ, then I want something that'll do a really tight notch that I can adjust the width of that notch, like a Slate Infinity EQ or a Pro, Fab Filter Pro Q3, something like that. That's real surgical. But if I want like a very musical equalizer, I'd probably go with the Pultec Pro Legacy or an EQP1A or an MEQ5. Or something that I can really adjust the band size on, like a parametric, like I like the AMEC 200 and 250 from Plug-in Alliance. What do you like?
The ones that you just listed, yeah. But you were talking about earlier the AWS console that you had. You love the EQs in it.
The EQs on the SSL AWS 900 Plus sound amazing.
Yeah.
They were really just like super clean and open, and you know that's the great thing about EQing on a console, and the SSL UC1 controller that I have right in front of me, the left side here is the EQ section on an SSL console, and the right side here is the compressor gate section on the console, and here is the master bus on the console.
Yeah.
So if, like me, you kind of grew up mixing on SSL consoles, this is all complete muscle memory to you. And the thing about consoles is you're not looking at the EQ while you're EQing. You're just listening to the song coming out of the speakers and reacting to it because your hand always knows where you're at. And you get the most musical results because you're reacting to what it's doing to the music. So I think anytime that you can put an EQ in your hands that you don't have to think about, that allows you to be as in tune with the music and react best to the music while you're EQing, is going to net you the best results.
That's great. Yeah.
All right. Wow. For anybody still on the broadcast, you guys are super troopers. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. I'm really glad we got to get a bunch of questions and got to see Bob Horn on the broadcast and wish Big Lou a happy birthday. And September 4th is the next mixing night. Don't know what the theme is yet, but I'm going to read back through the comments and see who's got the best suggestions. So
awesome.
To everybody on the chat roll and everybody who tuned in tonight, everybody catching the restream, all of our plug-in company friends who helped out tonight and contributed, thank you so much. Such a fun show to do. Thank you, Mark, for coming down all the way down, and safe drive home tonight.
Thank you.
And man,
thank you for having me. Actually, this is like it's a huge deal for me, and I'm blown away and so happy to be here. And thank you very much. Thanks for doing the show. Thanks for all the knowledge that you've given me over the years. This is amazing.
Awesome. And shout out to the Great Big Plug-in Show. Everybody tuning in from there. Great to see you guys. I'll be on Mark's show at some point soon. And we will see you all later. Have a great night.
Awesome.
Oh, I wanted to drop the... I wanted to start ending our broadcasts with dropping the needle on some vinyl, since I just got a record player. So I think tonight's going to be Modern Night. I just got some Taylor Swift. But, we can start with something that me and Dominic worked on. So,
there you
know, nothing major, just
yes, I've heard of Taylor Swift.
Good night, everybody.
Oh my god.
I've been under scrutiny, yeah, oh yeah. You handle it beautifully, yeah, oh yeah. All this shit is new to me,
yeah, oh.
Oh, they're shooting me.
get it.